Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. Thank you guys for being here. Just in case anybody's wondering, the Paladin's not dead. That's probably the most important thing to say right away. Is that the Paladin is still alive.
About time you woke up. We were ready to toss you into the fire with the others, but it looks like you made it. I am Mordo, the caretaker of the...
I have the voiceover add-on enabled for some reason.
You are the Lich King's slave.
I didn't know I had this installed still or up to date.
Shadow Priest Sarvis in the chapel at the base of the hill. He will tell you more of what you must know.
That's pretty good. I'm going to disable that really quick. It's really cool, and if you guys are doing a playthrough where you want like all the quests read out to you, I would highly recommend the voiceover AI add-on. But yeah, we're gonna disable that for now. Mike, Steven, welcome. David, thank you for being here. Yeah, we're going Horde this evening. We got the Horde banner in the front, and we are almost ready to go. I need to take care of some add-ons. You guys can see that I have this disabled. You guys can see that it's disabled already. And so I'm not sure what I would have to do besides that to get it to stop. Let's do that. I really don't know why it even started up. That's really strange. Let's try going back in. I mean, if I have to, I can uninstall it from CurseForge. Let's drop it and retake it. And see if the voiceover kicks in.
What do you require?
Okay, good. Now we're okay. I had to click it and unclick it.
Trust no
Pretty
one.
weird. So yeah, the Pally's still alive. What we're doing here is, you know, I want something else to do while the Paladin gets rested XP. And we have a long time until the official hardcore servers come out. And what I don't want is I don't really want there to be a day where I don't play hardcore. Because I'm basically addicted to playing hardcore. So I really don't want there to be a day when I don't play hardcore. And so that was kind of what I was faced with the choice of either I was going to have to let the Paladin sit for a couple days and not play, and then let him sit every other day and not play, or I could roll a Horde ult.
I'm listening.
So we're trying the Warlock again. Now keep in mind, I have gotten 2 Warlocks killed. We got a Warlock killed at level 7, 2 Murlocs in Elwyn Forest, and we got a level 11 Warlock killed in Loch Modan to some Trogs. So I haven't had like what you'd call a huge success rate with the Warlock. So there's that. It could be a short run, is basically what I'm saying. We are going to be leveling up our dagger skill early on. Until we can find or buy a wand, that is. CJ, that's awesome, man. I'm glad that you're digging it. Yeah, once it sucks you in, it really does. You know, if you're a person, if you play WoW and you really like it, it does kind of trap you in it. It's addictive. It can be addictive. It's also very unique. You know, there aren't really a lot of games like World of Warcraft. There are other MMOs, but most of the other MMOs that exist are not at all like WoW. You know, you have Guild Wars 2, you have ESO, both of those games, like what they lack that WoW has is they don't have a very defined class fantasy. You know, when you're playing ESO or Guild Wars 2, you can equip any weapon you want. Especially ESO, you can equip anything you want, any weapon, any armor, and no matter what class you are. Some people really like that. For me, I really like well-defined class fantasy. And so yeah, it's something that not all MMOs have these days. I feel like we're going to be buying lots of water really early. Like, I'm already tempted to go buy some water because I already feel like I need it. I'm going to try 2 Shadow Bolts and then I'm going to use the dagger for a bit just to conserve mana. Let it regen while we do our little stabby. Alright, let's immediately go train level 2. First we have the vendor.
Hello. Farewell.
I'm not gonna rush getting the pet. We'll get it soon, but I'm not gonna rush it. Stephen Wright, thank you for the membership, man. I appreciate that. Welcome. What do you have? 6 scavenger paw, 6 dusk bat wings.
Trust no one.
What now?
And we learned immolate, damage over time.
Victory for Sylvanas.
Yeah, but it's hardcore and the quest is level 3, so I'm gonna do it at level 3 or 4. Yeah, I could probably do it, but I'm not gonna rush it, you know. We'll see. If we ding again by doing the other stuff, then we can go do it, but I'm gonna do this quest first. Bear forever, the paladin is fine. Yeah. The paladin's fine. The point of this is that we have a long time until the official hardcore servers come out. And I need a way for the paladin to get rested XP, but I don't want there to be a day where I don't play hardcore. Because I'm kind of addicted to playing hardcore. So we're doing a Horde ult, and that's going to let the pally get some rested. And the hope is by the time the official hardcore servers come out, the paladin should be 60, and I'm hoping this character will be in the 30s, and then we can do the same thing. We can kind of alternate to get rested experience on both characters. That's kind of the plan. Clint, welcome to the stream, man. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you coming back this evening. Raw, you're on the Bloodsail Buccaneers server. You could be in a different like phase. I think they do some layering. Let's see. Oh, there's my /who. 17 people found. Joe, we will be doing dungeons on this character. Yep. Yep, on this character we'll be doing the 5-mans. Absolutely. Am I going for fear strats? I don't know. If it calls for fear, I will fear. I won't be setting up situations where I'm going to use fear. If you mean like, am I going to dot up a bunch of things and fear them and watch them die? Not right away. I don't know a lot about the Warlock. I'm not a very experienced Warlock player. I've gotten a level 7 Warlock killed, and I've gotten a level 11 killed a few months ago. And I think the highest level Warlock that I have ever leveled is probably like low 20s. And that was probably in Wrath of the Lich King, not even in Classic Era. So I don't know anything, and when I learn stuff, yeah, I'll be open to trying some strats, but yeah, I don't have plans on jumping into like risky stuff like that. It sounds risky to fear a bunch of mobs while they're dotted up and hope they die. It sounds cool, but it sounds risky. I think we're doing Demonology spec. I was talking to some of the guys earlier, and it seems like Demo might be the way to go for leveling. Miles, welcome back, man. Thanks for being here. Alright, let's try one of the rattle cages. Let's just see. They're level 2. It should be fine. I say, and then he resists the first spell I throw at him. Perfect. We'll go to Razor Hill at some point. We'll do some stuff out of Razor Hill and Sen'jin eventually. We'll probably get to level 7 or 8 over here. And once we're level 7 or 8, I'm going to think about zone hopping. Because, yeah, we're going to have to. To some extent, we'll have to zone hop. I'm not going to go into, like, the starting area. I'm not going to go to, like, the Valley of Trials. It's not worth it, but we'll do Sen'jin Village and Razor Hill. Johnny McKay, hey man, how's it going? It helps to have mana. That's the other thing. Is like, yeah, we have mana on the paladin, but I'm not used to playing a caster, so it's going to be a little bit different. Gonna have to kind of remind myself that we can't really take a bunch of hits, you know. Things like finding our maximum range, all this stuff is going to be stuff that I have no practice at. It's definitely going to make our life harder early on. My favorite race in WoW? I don't really know. I think I like all the races except the ones that I don't like. And so that's one way of putting it. There's only a few classes that I don't really like to play. I don't care for Volpera. I don't care for goblins.
Hello?
Everything else I kind of like.
Dark Lady, watch over you.
I mean, I've played a lot of characters over time, so I've had to play, like, you know, as a lot of different races to keep things interesting visually. But yeah, I hate goblins, and I don't care about Vulpera at all. I don't even know why they're a race in World of Warcraft.
Hello.
And to me, goblins were always supposed to be like, they were supposed to be like between factions. They weren't supposed to like be on anybody's side. So when the Alliance got werewolves and the Horde got goblins, and I was stuck as a Horde player, so I took it personally. My guild was Horde side in Cataclysm, we were always Horde side. And so yeah, the Alliance got werewolves and we got goblins. And I hate goblins and I didn't want to play a goblin and I couldn't play a werewolf because my guild was Horde. So I'm still kind of salty about goblins.
Speak quickly.
Still kind of salty because I would have much preferred to play a Worgen.
Our time will come.
Alright, so we got the Imp. And then I need to visit like the Demon Trainer. I need to eventually get like books for training the Imp's spells. Stephen Wright, thank you for the gifted membership, man. That's awesome. I appreciate that. Remco Tactical, welcome guys. Thanks for being here. Core, no, the Pally did not die. We're rolling on alt so the Pally can get some rested XP.
What will you require?
Yep, Pally's fine. I don't need any of this now. Level 8 is when we'll need this. Okay.
Our time will come.
Alright, so what I need to do is I probably need to make a macro so that my pet attacks when I cast Immolate, but I don't know how to make a macro like that. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something else. I'm going to go to keybinds, and I'm going to go to, well, action bars. We're going to go to pet action 1, and I'm going to make that my tilde key for now. And if anybody wants to rate me a macro to have my pet attack and then my Immolate go off immediately after, that would be okay. If not, I'll look it up later, get it done. But for now, I'll do this. Yeah, Miles, good point. I might put it in the title. Maybe I'll put it in the title of the stream so that I don't have to answer it 100 times. 1 second. Let's see. I have a limited character count, which kind of sucks. Let's just get rid of the classic era. Let's just leave it hardcore, and then I can put like the paladin is alive. Parentheses. Pally is fine. There we go. That'll confuse people who don't know, but it'll help people who are worried about the Pally. There we go. It's in the title now. Okay. There we go. And we're back. Other question, where do I make a macro? You can tell I don't make macros. It's not a secret. I don't macro stuff. I have no idea how to make a macro. I've done it like 6 times in my life. I'm not a big macro person. Is it just like slash macro? Slash macro opens the macros. Perfect. Oh, I've made this in the past, and it's still here. So no matter what character I make this on... Oh no, wait. No, this is the hunter. Oh, okay, I see. This is the hunter's mark. Yeah, hunter's mark and pet attack. Okay, I need to make one for the warlock. So let's do new. I want to find the oh, there it is. Okay, so let's just call this Immolate pet attack. Okay, so we're looking at slash pet attack, all one word, slash cast Immolate. I gotta do the rank. Is there rank X? Rank X, is that gonna like pick the most current rank? Do I have to change the macro every time? I'm gonna have to update the macro every time, right? Or is X gonna be a stand-in? Well, that works. X will use the highest rank. I want to see that. I want to see that fire off. Yeah, it looks like we got to do like the specific rank. Ugh. I'm gonna have to edit the macro every time. That is gonna suck, and I'm probably gonna forget. So, yeah. I'm probably gonna forget to update that. That's the problem. Well, tactical. I gotta do it for now. I gotta do it for now. We'll change it. Yeah, we'll change it. Right now. I gotta make it easy for myself here. Yeah, I don't want to be telling my pet to manually attack and stuff. That's the part of the thing I hate about pets in Classic is that they don't have an assist. I can't just put them on assist. I kind of hate that about pets. So I'm gonna do this now, and then we'll change it later. It's fine. Yeah, but I have to do it now. That's how much I hate pets. Like I don't really want to lose a keybind, so that I can like manually make my pet attack. I don't even want to think about my pet at all most of the time. That's probably why I'm not a good pet class player. Because I kind of just don't ever want to think about what he's doing. Remco, if I do just /cast Immolate, is it always going to pull the newest rank of Immolate, or is it going to pull the rank of Immolate I have right now? Like, I have so many questions. And then how would it know? How does it know, you know? Like if I go here, like you think I should be able to do just /Immolate, like let's go ahead and see. Cause yeah, that would be fine too. Yeah, okay, that's fine. We'll leave it like that. Perfect. That's always gonna pull the highest one. Okay, that's a lot better then. Because yeah, I was definitely going to never remember to update the macro. So that makes me happy. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you guys. I appreciate the help with stuff like that because like I said, I don't do macros. But I guess I do now. And I could take my tilde key back because I'm gonna need that later. Go back into key bindings. I feel like right now I don't have to cast Shadow Bolt. I could probably Immolate and I could let the pet and the Immolate damage tick. And that's probably fine. I can poke it with my knife. Tactical, I do need the scroll wheel for the camera. I play with the camera so much. I feel like if I unbound the scroll wheel from the camera, like I don't even know how I play the game. That's to me, it's kind of like asking me if I need the strafe keys. You know, like do you need your Q and E key? Yeah, I do so much with the camera because like yeah, and I probably don't have to. I could probably to play effectively. I could probably leave it like this forever. I hate being this zoomed out and like so yeah. Even though like it could be better, I love having the camera on the wheel. I feel like I like unconsciously adjust it all the time. It would be for me like not having strafe keys. What am I looking for here? I'm looking for the rattle bones again, aren't I? Yeah, see, I could have paired this quest up with the imp quest, but yeah, the imp is really powerful, so I'm glad that we grabbed that right away. Basically right away. Is this WoW Classic? Yes, this is Classic Era WoW Classic. So there's Wrath of the Lich King Classic, and there is Classic Era. And we are in Classic Era doing the Hardcore Challenge. Have I heard about the duel tournament today on the PTR? I did not. I feel like the PTR is probably the only place that people should do duels to the death, because yeah, on the PTR you're not going to keep that character. I honestly think that anybody who does a duel to the death in actual hardcore, because you have to be level 19 to get the ears, I think anybody who does that is kind of stupid. And I hope they lose their character. I hope they lose 50 hours of progress at some point, because I don't know, it just seems kind of crazy to me. I'm not a PvPer, so maybe I just don't understand what would motivate somebody to do a duel to the death on a hardcore character that they've ground up to level 19. Just for like an in-game trophy item, that doesn't matter. But apparently enough people want it that they put it in the game, so what do I know? Yeah, tactical. I think I'll have enough buttons, you know, with all my function keys that I can use. Like I should be fine. And I can do the shift. I can do the shift mouse buttons pretty easily too. Like shift and the mouse buttons here is pretty easy. So I have all these to work with, and I can do those fine. But the thing about pet control is like honestly, I'm gonna learn as much pet control as I learn. And it's probably not going to be like an amazing amount of it. What I'm hoping for is that it will be enough. But it's probably not going to be like amazing pet control, because you're talking to somebody who's played the game for 20 years and has not really played pet classes, because I kind of hate pets. And it sucks because like I love the Warlock fantasy and I love the Hunter fantasy, but I hate pets. So, you know, there's that. I kind of like how in retail you can be a petless hunter. They have the lone wolf talent, I'm hoping still, or something like it. Because yeah, I really appreciated how you could be a hunter and not have a pet. That was pretty cool. If there was a similar option for warlocks, I would take it in a heartbeat. If I could take a personal buff to my spells and get rid of the pet, I'd get rid of the pet. Dan, good evening, man. Thanks for stopping by. Dragonsbane, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I put it in the title because I basically I was gonna have to answer the question like every 5 seconds, so I decided it should probably go in the title. Tim, there is an option like that in the demonology tree? It seems weird because, like, to me the demonology tree should be about buffing your demons, not getting rid of them, but yeah, I mean, I would look at it. I'm happy that I put it in the title. It seems like putting that in the title is going to help a lot of people out. Yeah, I didn't want anybody to be afraid. And I get the worry, but no, it's just that we need rested experience on the paladin. I need to have something else to do, and right now all I really want to do is play hardcore. So that's why we're here. And we're running on the class that I'm least likely to succeed at, because I've gotten a level 7 killed and I've gotten a level 11 killed. And I got them killed back to back. We rolled again right away after the level 7 died. And we got to lock them down and we died again, so... what am I looking for here? Rattle cages still. I'm just not seeing a lot of them. Here we go. Jackie, good evening. Welcome to the stream. Mr. Jackpots, good evening. Welcome back.
What do you require? Do not seek
What
death.
is it? Trust no one. This had better be good.
Alright, so corruption and curse of weakness. Oh, we can't learn both because we are broke.
Dark lady.
Have I ever played RuneScape? I have not ever played RuneScape. Mm-mm.
Speak quickly. What would you ask of death? Watch your back.
Brother Marcus, I'm glad I was able to help you out in that way, man. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I've definitely been in that same spot, man.
What now? Farewell.
Samuel's remains. We have to kill him, I think. Scavenged goods are going to be boxes scattered through town. Let's go ahead and get corruption out. Let's do that. Alright. We can get Curse of Weakness, I guess. I guess we'll use it. We'll use it if something's hitting us in the face. We don't have Curse of Agony yet, so we might as well use it. As soon as we get Curse of Agony, though, I feel like we won't be using it anymore.
Victory for Sylvanas.
Yeah, Joe, we're doing skinning and tailoring. I might have put it in the description. Maximus, this is Bloodsail Buccaneers. We don't have a date yet for the Blizzard Hardcore servers, but we are thinking they're not going to come out until probably September. Because of other releases happening throughout the summer. So yeah, this is still Bloodsail Buccaneers, where we're using the add-on. Tactical, you think Curse of Weakness is a waste of money? It probably is. It probably is. We'll use it maybe early on if we're getting punched in the face. It's probably a waste of mana too. Yeah, we're gonna immediately stop using it as soon as we get Curse of Agony. So, yeah. Randy, your wife yells at you for watching this? I'm sorry, man. Hey, she'd probably feel worse if you were actually trying to play the game yourself, so maybe you tell her that. I guess it depends on, like, are you supposed to be doing something else that you've promised to do while you're getting yelled at, you know? If it's your free time, you should be able to spend it however you want. If you have other responsibilities you're neglecting to be here at the stream, then maybe she should be yelling at you. I guess I don't know the situation. It sucks to get yelled at, though. I don't think you should be getting yelled at. Maybe, like, gently scolded. Dan says, time to change the wife. I don't know if we have to go that far yet. we could probably work out a peaceful resolution. I mean, yeah, I can't really talk. My wife is actually in the office here playing WoW to my right, so I'm in a little bit of a different position. I'm not about to get yelled at. Not for WoW related things. Shay, you wish your wife played video games? You just gotta find the game that she's gonna fall in love with. My wife didn't always want to spend her time playing video games. You know, she did fall in love with WoW once and missed a Pandaria. She fell out of it after we had our kid. And then she's gone a lot of time in her life without playing games, but recently I've got her to play quite a few single-player games by suggesting, like, games that I was pretty sure she would like. And because of that, she beat The Witcher 3, she beat Phoenix Immortals Rising, she beat Cult of the Lamb, she beat Moon... what was the one with the shop? Moon something. Moonlighter. She beat a bunch of single-player games, and the best thing is, like, I got to watch.
Trust
So that's how I got to spend, like, for like the past like 6 or... Oh, Hogwarts, we beat Hogwarts. You just gotta recommend a game that you think that she's gonna like. Because, like, people might say that they don't like video games, but all that really means is that they haven't found the video game that they like yet. Because every human loves games, you know, it's like, it's innate in us to want to, like, interact with games, to want to, like, engage our imaginations. It's just kind of like something that's in us. So you just gotta find the right one. Having the Xbox Game Pass really helped, because we were able to get, like, try out a lot of games for just the $9 a month or whatever. AWSD, I did not die on the Paladin. It's in the title. Paladin's fine. The more mobs we kill, the more chance of picking up a bag. You're absolutely right. I shouldn't be really skipping even, like, weak enemies like this. Oh, Corruption has a cast time on it. Oh no. Oh no, he says. Here's the thing. We're going into Demonology. If we go into Demonology, we're not going to have an instant cast Corruption. I don't know if I can live without an instant cast corruption. Now what do I do? Yeah, but I'm supposed to be going demo, Clint. I don't think it's in the demo tree. I think that's in so we have to go into affliction for that? And then we have to go demo? Oh man. That's a long road to get into demonology at all. I don't like that very much. Ugh. That's a big ugh for me. It's kind of like the paladin, how you have to go into the holy tree to get the strength bonus. It's a big ugh, but I guess we'll do it. I don't like it, but yeah, this is horrible. Like, I don't want to have to cast corruption. Yeah, I mean, it is fine, but it still sucks. It's gonna stop me from getting to the good stuff in demonology. Yeah, they're going to be useless talents, sure. But like, if I'm not immediately putting points in the tree, then I can't work down to get the good stuff. There should be something decent in like every tier at least, but yeah, it's fine. It will be fine. We definitely want the instant cast a corruption. It's too good to pass up, obviously. That's what they count on. We're gonna get it no matter what spec we are. I feel like in the past, whenever I've tried a Warlock, I've just gone full into affliction. Because of those first 5 points that I spend. I do kind of want a bag to drop. A bag would be great. Squidman, this is a new character. Yeah, we have the Paladin still alive, but I want to get him rested XP. So I need another character to play, like, for like every other day type of thing. I'm going to let the Pally rest over the weekend and focus on the Warlock, and then we'll start kind of like an alternation on the streams next week. We'll be alternating the characters. Dan, don't invoke Cheese Guy. We haven't seen Mr. Cheese in a while, that's true. And now we're thinking about him when he's not around, which feels weird. Feels weird. Auntie, I put it in the title for you, man. I don't know what else I can do to help people out. You guys got to relax a little bit. Like, yeah, I put it in the title, like hoping that it would just immediately alleviate anybody who was like super. Maybe I should have put it on the thumbnail, just text on the thumbnail. The Paladin is still alive, and that's the entire thumbnail. It would probably confuse people who were like, you know, not often around the channel. So, yeah. Yeah, there's not really a lot else I can do to not scare people. You just gotta be here for every moment of every stream, and then you'd have heard me talk about it earlier. I mean, it's pretty easy.
And you are...
Anita, same thing. You guys got... Oh, man. Yeah, there's really nothing else I could have done. You know, at first I didn't have it in the title, and then people were asking constantly if the Pally was alive. And then I thought, I'll fix this. I'll put it in the title, but I guess, like, you see a thumbnail, and you're just like, you see an episode 1, and it just, like, it hits you, you know? I kind of get it. Yeah, I kind of get just seeing the thumbnail and seeing, like, oh, episode 1 hardcore. Well, you know what that means. The title is too long to see it. You mean it's at the back end of the title, so you don't see it in the little bit that YouTube shows you? Yeah, I can't even really move it and have the title make sense. Because, like, I need the title to still be something that, like, someone could see, not know me, and still maybe want to click it. So, unfortunately, because it's YouTube, I can't have the first thing my title says. The Paladin's fine, guys. It's okay. Yeah, I wish I could. I wish I could scoot it up a bit, but I put it as close to the front of the title as I possibly could. I put it in the closest place that it made sense to put it. I'm sorry. I have to still have a clickable video title that isn't some like weirdness talking about some other character. Yeah, Pally, parentheses, Pally is fine. WoW, parentheses, Pally is fine. Hardcore. Level 1 Pally is fine though. Forsaken Warlock though. If that would fit, I would put it, I'd be over my character limit. They give you 100 characters to fill out a YouTube title. For your playlist title, you can have like 250 characters. So like if you're doing a title on a playlist, that can be super long. But your actual video title can only be 100 characters, and spaces count. So if I want to have any spaces or hyphens or logical breakpoints in the title, those are all using up my 100 characters. It's really stupid, it's a pain in the ass. But when I see, like, when I look at YouTube and I see how little of the title you can actually glimpse, I totally get it. Like, there's no point in having a longer title because no one, like you said, no one's gonna see the rear end of the title. I try to keep the part visible. What annoys me is when I'm looking at like a Let's Play and I can't see in the title what part number it is by glancing at it because the part number is like way back in the title. That's what really bothers me. So I try to avoid doing stuff like that. Yeah, Dan, someone will still ask about the Pally. Absolutely. They'll panic click into the stream to ask about it. And that's fine. Yeah, I always put the episode numbers in the thumbnails. That's true. There have been some creators over recent years, like Christopher Odd for a while stopped putting part numbers in his titles or in his thumbnails, and he put them in his titles where like you couldn't see them. And so I got really annoyed at Chris for a while because anytime I would try to look at any of his videos, like, I had no idea what part I was looking at. I had to go to the playlist and kind of see like what part it actually was. And I'm like, it like bothered the crap out of me. It's like I kind of get like his point of view is like if you don't have a part number in the title and it doesn't say Let's Play and the thumbnail doesn't have a part number, then someone who's interested in that game but doesn't want to watch a Let's Play might click your video. So like by removing the part number and by removing the number from the thumbnail, you create a situation where someone interested in the game but not interested in a Let's Play might still click on you. And so I get why he did it, and that was part of why it bothered me. He's gone back to putting the numbers in the thumbnails now, but for a while they were just gone. Brother Jerry, I could pin a comment. That's actually not a bad idea. If I get a billion more people asking about it, I might do that, but I think we'll be okay. Do I have to go into the cave to get the other ones? They're aggressive, aren't they? I mean, so far we're killing things really easily, and ever since we got the imp, we're not having any mana issues, so I really appreciate that. I was kind of getting worried that we were going to be blowing through mana as early as like level 5, but we're doing really good now. Stay until the end of the day stream to find out what happened to the Paladin. I mean, I think like mostly people would realize they can go click on the VOD, right? Go click on the VOD. The VOD's been up. The VOD's been up for a few hours. You can click right to the end of that, and if you get to the end of that VOD, you'll see us create this character. Oh, we got a mage here. We won't have any mana issues 1 to 10. What about after that, Tactical? What about after that? Is it gonna get bad after that? Can't we like convert health to mana and mana to health and all that fun stuff? I'm gonna have to have keybinds for those too, aren't I? Oh boy. Do we get any kind of like drain life, or am I thinking about the Shadow Priest? Do we get any kind of like channeled drain of any kind? I guess I'm probably thinking about the Shadow Priest. After 10 we kind of need a wand. Well then we better hope for a wand drop, because we are not doing enchanting. I have been told that we won't need a wand. I have been told that if we don't have an awesome wand that it's going to be okay. That being said, we will get a wand. Yeah, we'll get one. Even if we have to buy one at a vendor, we'll get one. I'm not gonna take enchanting to make the 2 wands to drop enchanting. I don't feel like doing it. I think it's stupid. And what we're gonna do instead, we're gonna grab skinning and tailoring right away, and we're gonna start working on our tailoring right away, because I want to make gear right away. If that makes sense. I did die with the Voidwalker. I died before getting the Voidwalker once, and then we died with the Voidwalker the second one. We went down one side of the hill, we pulled 2 guys. The Voidwalker went down the other side of the hill, he pulled a guy. And yeah, that was it. I didn't have a lot of good pet control, so I couldn't use the pet to like grab my guy, stand there and die while I got away. It happened way too fast, and I was way too inexperienced to like enact any kind of plan. So, yeah. There's a quest that gives a wand? That would be cool if that happens. Sometimes you just get them as drops. Maybe we'll get really lucky. I need some bags to drop, and I need a wand to drop. And then we'll be all set for the playthrough. Yeah, Dan, the corruption cast timer does feel really weird. And we have to get to level 15 before we're done with it. That's the worst part. I'm kind of getting used to it only because I'm not throwing shadow bolts. So like it feels okay to cast 2 things. If I'm casting shadow bolts too, then it kind of sucks. But the way we're doing the rotation now is actually not. Oh god, inventory full. What have I done? Okay. Anything I can equip? Yes, perfect. Okay, yeah, we don't want to be leaving stuff on the ground. I think that's really all I can do, though. Oh, we have respawns. I'm really surprised this guy over here did not aggro the imp. I'd like to grind on these guys a bit, but we have to get out of here and go sell stuff. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I was gonna hearth, but there we go. Let's hearth out of here. I don't want to fight anything and then not be able to loot it. So we'll blow our hearthstone unnecessarily. Oh, that's right. They put us down here. Ooh. It's probably the same distance run from here as it was from the spider cave. That's funny. Yeah, it's like... It's almost equidistant, right? It's almost equidistant.
Speak quickly. Beware. This had better be good. Embrace the shadow.
Alright, looks like we're going after Scarlet guys next. Remco, I haven't looked at that. I have Leatrix Plus, but I don't think I have Leatrix Maps. It removes the black bars. Yeah, you know, I would love to have the map be the size that it is in retail. That's what I would really love. I don't think I can do anything with just Leatrix Plus, can I? Yeah, that would be cool, because I open the map a lot. It'd be cool to be able to see my screen, like, in the actual game when I have the map open. At least, like, a little bit of it, you know? Because I do have a habit of popping my map open quite a bit sometimes. Underdart asks, is it worth starting WoW Classic in 2023? Yeah, absolutely. It's probably one of the best times to start playing Classic. It's you have, if you're interested in hardcore, there's a new hardcore server coming out sometime this summer. If you're interested just playing the game, the regular Classic era servers are doing really well. There are tons of people playing the game right now. Just look for like a medium or high population realm and you will always have people to play with because, yeah. Lots of people playing Classic Era right now. Later this year, we're going to get a new season of Classic Era. We don't really know like what changes are going to be in the season or what like new or different stuff we might encounter in the season, but that's going to be coming probably November, December. So it is absolutely the best time to start playing Classic. Yeah, Tactical, I'll take a look at it. That sounds really useful. Especially the opacity. Being able to see through the map would be good. Heavybeard, we don't know, man. We don't have a date yet. They gave us the server details and they told us how the server would work and what rules would be going on, but they didn't tell us a release date. We're thinking it's not going to happen probably till September. It's not happening in July because of 10.1.5 coming out. And it's probably not... If it was going to be August, they would have told us a release date by now. So we're assuming it's going to be September because they said summer. And they promised a new season of a regular Classic Era before the end of the year. So we're thinking September for hardcore, and then probably December, probably right after BlizzCon, we'll get the new season of Classic Era. That'll give hardcore about 3 months to do its thing, and then we'll have a new season of Classic WoW. Yeah, JC, everybody seems to have panicked, and I put it into the title, but I've been told that where it's at in the title is not easily seen by glancing at it the way YouTube shows it. But yeah, besides putting it in the thumbnail, which I thought would be weird for new people, I didn't really have anything else I could do. So I apologize for scaring people. Yeah, tactical, and the PTR just fired up, right? Right. Yeah, when I'm saying classic era, we mean vanilla. We don't really use the word vanilla anymore. I use the word vanilla, but I feel like the current terminology is to call it classic era, and then to call like Wrath of the Lich King is Wrath Classic. But yeah, the term vanilla isn't really applied as much these days as it used to be. Yeah, I would say don't play Wrath of the Lich King. Like, if you want to come play Classic era. Like, don't bother playing Wrath right now. Unless you just, like, love the idea of playing Wrath. Unless you were a person that never got to play Wrath when it first came out. Like, maybe you were too young and you didn't get into the game till later. Then maybe play Wrath. But if you're either new to the game or, you know, you already played Wrath back in the day, then come to Classic era. I can't really recommend Wrath to anybody because Wrath is a solved game that's going to end eventually. And Classic Era gets to kind of continue to exist in its microcosm. Blizzard they've committed to doing seasons for Classic Era, and they haven't committed to do anything for Wrath of the Lich King besides let the patches play out in the order they're going to play out. So I can't really recommend Wrath to anybody, but Classic Era I can. Paka, is the game hard to learn? The game is very simple to start. What's hard in WoW is how to gain, I guess, not mastery, proficiency maybe. There's so many things about the game that are unique, like controlling the camera, using your strafe keys and your mouse to do things with the camera, learning how to use your keybinds, getting a mouse that lets you use like more keybinds, having a good MMO mouse. It's really easy just to get in and start pressing the buttons. It's not hard at all. But yeah, it just takes time to learn the ins and outs of. There are some things about the game that are a little obscure, but if you turn the tutorials on, they do an okay job of kind of guiding you through stuff. Easy to begin, difficult to master, type of thing. Yeah, sorry, Lionheart. I'm not a big Wrath fan. You know, I loved Wrath back when I played it. As for Classic, I'm done with Wrath Classic. It's a solved game for me. Eventually, the Lich King's gonna get killed, and then Blizzard is gonna drop Cataclysm Classic, which I have zero interest in. So, like, when I think about the future of my Wrath characters, like, they don't have a future. You know, they're not gonna get seasonal Wrath content, and if they did, you know, that's like a fresh start anyway. So. Yeah, like there's nowhere to go with Wrath in my opinion. I probably don't need to keep fighting these guys. I was kind of hoping that maybe eventually they would drop a bag for us. I thought that would be really nice. But they have not done that yet, so. Alex, welcome back, man. Thanks for being here. It's got to be pretty late where you're at, right? 12:30 a.m. maybe? I'm trying to get my timing down so I know the time where some of you guys are at. But Kata has playable goblins, my favorite race. You can no. I already complained about goblins today. You're not. Oh, look at that. Oh no, it's cursed. It's okay because we're a warlock, right? So this is a good thing. You know what I mean? We want all black bags. We want all black bags. It's 1:38, so that's 7 hours. That's 7 hours. You're 7 hours ahead. Somebody was 6. Okay. I'm gonna get it eventually. Dan, it's 1:30 there as well. Yeah, that's late, guys. Super late. If I'm up at 1:38, I'm probably not coherent. I'm probably way past coherent. If I happen to somehow be conscious at that time. 2 black ones and 2 red ones. Yeah, that would be sweet, man. Yeah, we could like alternate them. Absolutely. That would be cool. Alex, I got the macro, man. Yeah. Chat helped me out. I got it set up. I couldn't do it on my own, of course. I needed help with it, but we eventually got it. Yeah, the Pally's fine. Yeah. The Pally's gonna live till 60. We did the Pirate Cove today, and like nobody wanted me to do the Pirate Cove because everyone thought I was gonna get killed. But we didn't really have any problems. We were sometimes fighting 2 guys at a time. It was pretty okay. What I realized about the Pirate Cove is that I've been there a million times. And I kind of know it like the back of my hand, almost subconsciously. Because every single character I've done, whether they've been Horde or Alliance for the past 20 years, has gone to the Pirate Cove. So yeah, it was pretty nice. It was a lot of killing, so a lot of kill XP, and then we managed to get 2 of the quests done. We didn't try to go into the building for Stoli's shipment. I didn't want to risk going into that building, but we did the other 2. And we survived that, so yeah, the only thing that could kill the Paladin, if I take the Paladin to the Western Plaguelands, that could kill the Paladin, but I'm going to be doing things to try to make sure we don't really have to do that. Even if it means like grinding in Winterspring somewhere against like some enemies that are not too difficult. I don't plan to do the Western... I might do Eastern Plaguelands is a little bit more open, and we don't have the Ruins of Stratholme to deal with, so I might do the Eastern Plaguelands, but not the Western Plaguelands. Yeah, I know a lot of people wanted me to jump over to a Warlock earlier today. Yeah, I knew immediately that I wasn't going to. Just because of like the playlist stuff, I knew I would have some work to do, and I had to change the banners and stuff. I knew I had too much to do. I wasn't going to be able to like do a quick turnaround on it. Yeah, it probably wasn't going to... either way, I would have had to take like at least an hour to get it all straightened out. The cool thing is though, I took my time with the banners, and now I have all the clips working, so I can easily switch it. So now, if we're on an Alliance character, I can move that up front, and if we're on the Horde character, I can move that up front, and it's like super easy to move. So putting in the work was worth it. Kima, this is not the PTR. This is Bloodsail Buccaneers. No, I'm not playing on the PTR.
What would you ask of death?
Hardcore characters get killed anyway, and you never get to play them again. So I figure, why do I need to make a character on the PTR? I'm not really a big fan of giving Blizzard free labor by testing their games for them. I would really prefer they test their own stuff and they do it in private. But PTR and alpha test, bless you. PTR and alpha test have been a thing for a long time. So yeah, I just don't engage with PTR. It's not worth my time, essentially.
What is it?
Yeah, we have a little bit of lag. It's coming back. YouTube is... and it doesn't like that. I may have to go down to the recommended for a bit. We'll see if it balances out. And if it doesn't balance back out at 20 megabit bitrate, then I will lower the bitrate. I think it does this to me more in the evening time, because it's probably like a peak time for the ingestion servers. Usually I run at 20 megabits output for the bitrate and everything is fine. But sometimes it gets a little wonky. I'm going to drop it down to 10 megs and see if I can get it to just kind of stabilize there, because right now it's not super stable. Outputs, let's see. I'll change this to 10,000 kbps, and we'll see if that helps smooth things out. It looks okay on my end now. Let me know if you guys see any more lag. It seems like it's fine on my end now. I lowered the bitrate down a bit. It's still kind of up and down.
Victory for Sylvanas.
What is it? Beware the living.
I probably should have grounded those guys until we hit like level 6. Might have been a smart thing. So what are we doing now? We're going back for the Scarlet Crusade documents. Okay. You can tell I'm not like super familiar with the Undead Questing. We've done it, you know, a handful of times, I feel like. But I don't know it as well as like the Valley of Trials. Since this character has like no downtime yet, I have like no time to drink my coffee. Oh god, fire mage. She's a fire mage. Let's blow her up with shadow bolts. Ooh, oh hey, we didn't take a lot of damage from that fire. As a warlock, are we not gonna have to worry about fire mages as much? Because she didn't do a lot to us at all. I got really worried for a minute there. I thought she was literally going to light us up. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like that we don't have to stop and rest, but I'm like thinking about like my coffee intake. I'm like, how do I make sure I actually drink my coffee now? I need a straw. I do think I need like a nice long twisty straw. That would be a lot better for me. You know, then that would keep my, I need to keep my hands on the mouse and keyboard because I don't want to get into like a bad spot while I'm drinking my coffee. I don't want to get killed while drinking my coffee because I don't want a negative association with coffee. So we still have to worry about fire mages, but yeah, we're gonna kill them very fast, I feel like. Especially if we go into using shadow bolts like we did. Like the shadow bolts just ate into her. We're looking for somebody specific. And oh, it's this guy. It's the guy I just pulled without knowing that I was going to be pulling him. I'm just going to kill him fast. Yeah. There we go, level 6. I'm going to fight these guys for a little bit just to grind a bit on them. They're humanoid, so I always feel like humans have a higher chance of dropping bags than any other mob, and I know that probably isn't how the loot tables work, but it makes me feel better to think that. So yeah, I'm gonna grind on these guys for a little bit and see what they drop. It would be amazing if they dropped a wand. I don't know if they can at this level, but maybe they can. Well, there we go. I finally ran us out of mana. Alex, you're in the Searing Gorge. Is that where, like, the ogres are and the black dragons? I think I confused the Searing Gorge and one other zone. I don't even remember what it's called. Not the Badlands, not the Blasted Lands. Yeah, there's two zones that I always confuse for one another. Maybe it is the Badlands and the Searing Gorge. Maybe I used to confuse those. Searing Gorge has kind of like a darker vibe. Dark Iron Dwarves. Is that the one with like the guy in the porta potty? Is it the porta potty quest zone? Burning Steps in Searing Gorge. Yeah. Ja, you got it. Yes. I confused the Burning Steps, which I like to call steeps, And the Searing Gorge, yeah. Those are the two I can never keep straight. And I think they're close together also. Like, I think they're near each other. The Searing Gorge is next to the Badlands, and then the Burning Steppes. Is that north of Red Ridge? To be honest, I kind of completely forgot about those zones. Those are level, like, 50 options, right? Questing at, like, level 50. Those are probably going to be the places that I have to go grind when I want to avoid the Plague Lands completely. Alright, these guys are not really dropping anything, and they're not really giving us a lot of kill XP either, so let's get back, we'll turn this in, we'll sell everything, and we will train level 6.
What is it? Our time will come. Be quick about your business.
Can we train staffs in Undercity?
Beware the living.
So Life Tap converts 20 HP into 20 mana. Okay. And then Shadowbolt rank 2.
Goodbye.
I feel like we've barely used Shadowbolt rank 1. But okay, more damage is good. And then Life Tap I will put down here for now. That's probably not where it will stay. Yeah, let's get rid of this. Let's do that. Staffs in Orgrimmar, that just doesn't even make sense. Why would it be that, you know, the undead can be mages and warlocks and you can't train staffs? I mean, I guess orcs can be mages and warlocks too. So we won't be using staffs for a little bit. I'm not going to go out of the way. We'll when we zone hop, we'll stop in Orgrimmar and we'll train weapons. It looks like we're done here, though. We can move on to Brill. Yeah, I think level 8 might be a good time to zone hop. Maybe we could probably even do it at level 9, but look, there are probably some lower level quests that we're gonna miss if we do that. Yeah, maybe level 8. I don't really want to zone hop too early. When we zone hop, I'd like to make it so that a lot of the guys we're fighting at least are green enemies. So maybe that means I have to wait till level 9.
Speak quickly.
What now? Remember, patience, discipline.
Hey Alex, it's all good, man. I used to not know the Alliance questing at all, and I'm still not very proficient with it. I know the Horde quest, I don't really, yeah, I don't keep track of like levels of quests and stuff like that in my head very well. Jay, good evening, man. Yeah, I'm doing good. Hey, look, here's Gordo. Last time I was here, it was hard to find Gordo. We didn't find him till later. I'm kind of glad we picked him up now. That means we should be able to do, yeah, we should be able to do this on the way to town. Okay, perfect. That was really good. Here we go. 3 Gloomweed. Mm-hmm. Right, it's Stitches! Ah! Is Duskwood the only, like, lower level town that has an elite patrolling through? No, there's Sons of Aragorn in Hillsbrad, and that's kind of around the same zone. Or same level, rather. The Sons of Aragorn are more dangerous, I feel like, because they have, like, different areas they spawn in, and they have bigger patrols that are more erratic. Whereas you can always count on Stitches to be on the road. I also realized that as Alliance, you don't really quest in any of the areas in Hillsbrad that would get you attacked by Aragorn. Or is Aragorn Silverpine? Aragorn's Silverpine, isn't he? That's like kind of super early. That's a little bit earlier than Duskwood. I guess the Horde has it a little bit worse with elites. There was a rare bat back there? Yeah, that was probably a minute ago, wasn't it? Does Stitches only spawn because of the questline? I don't know. I typically always see him on the road. I was kind of assuming he just kind of does his thing. The bat silences. Alex, I think a lot of people think that the Horde questing is a little bit easier. Dane, the official hardcore servers have not dropped yet. We don't have a date. It's gonna be late September. The PTR just went up. This is not the PTR. This is Bloodcell Buccaneers.
This had better be.
But yeah, we're not gonna see the official hardcore servers probably until the first or second week of September. Remember, they said summer of 2023. Summer goes all the way till like September 21st or something.
Farewell.
And if it were gonna be an August release, I feel like they'd have given us a date. They're gonna give us like a month of warning, I feel like. So we don't have a date yet. We know it's not going to be July. It's not going to be August, so it's going to be September.
Mine in the end. This better be good.
The Horde doesn't have to kill the pillagers. Right, that's kind of what it is. Yeah, the pillager quest in Westfall gets so many people killed, and there really isn't anything like that you have to do Horde side. Now, there are deforesters in the Stonetalon Mountains, and they'll kill you. I know that because I lost my very first hardcore shaman there, because they shoot fireballs too, very similar to the pillagers. And they had a high respawn rate, so yeah, we got respawn. We got a couple respawn near us, and then fireballs killed us.
What would you ask?
It was sad.
Death? Watch your back.
Let's hope the hype is still there in September. Yeah, it will be. How long will it last? That I don't know. But I think it'll be there in September. And then if the hype runs out, that's fine. We'll have a new season of Classic Era at the end of the year. So if people collectively decide they don't want to hardcore anymore, there will be more Classic Era for us to enjoy. So it'll be all good.
I am forsaken. Our time will come. What is it? Goodbye.
Well, remember that Classic Era died for a while. Yeah, there were times during TBC and during early Wrath of the Lich King where the Classic Era servers were dead. They were like ghost towns. You know, we had Season of Mastery, but that died. It was really hardcore that kind of brought people back into the Classic Era and made us fall in love with it again. We do need first aid. So we're gonna do this now. It's gonna cost us an entire silver to do it. We don't have any cloth yet.
Victory for Sylvanas.
Teldrassil is tough. Teldrassil is probably like one of the hardest starts. In Teldrassil, you really have to make yourself grind a couple levels. Like, really early on.
Hello. Beware the living.
We're good on level 6, though. We got level 6. Right? Yes? No? Thought we had trained level 6. Pretty sure we did. We are doing tailoring and skinning. Yeah, we're gonna do tailoring and skinning. I should see here what we're searching. Oh, we should probably change that. Let's do skinning, tailoring. Yeah, we can run out to the farm. I forgot that we could train that out here, and then we could train leatherworking down this way. Let's do this now. Let's go ahead and grab a skinning knife from the trade goods vendor. Let's go learn skinning down here, and then we'll run out. We'll learn tailoring. I feel like the sooner we can start skinning, the better.
Embrace the shadow.
Yeah, it will probably be hard to do tailoring in first aid. Yeah, admittedly. I'm gonna prioritize tailoring, honestly. And what we'll do is, whenever we grind, whenever we want to kill extra guys, we'll just make sure that we're doing it in a place where we can get cloth. You know, it's like, instead of grinding for leather, we're gonna have to grind more for cloth. If we want to keep up tailoring and first aid. Those NPCs really wanted to go out of their way to fight something. That was really weird. He was nowhere near the road. Yeah, Alex, on the Pally, our first aid got to like 150 and it just never got trained any further. It's capped out, 150 out of 150. I call that done. I call that done.
Beware the living.
And yeah, I don't think the same thing will happen here. What compelled me to drop it on the Pally was that we had heal buttons. And I don't know, we don't really have a way to heal ourselves on the Warlock, except maybe like the health stone, and I don't even know if we can health stone. Did I just take her quest and not learn skinning? I definitely just took her quest and ran away like an idiot. Mm-hmm.
What is it?
Undead Warlock Hardcore, how come? Because I want my Paladin to get rested XP. And because I'm addicted to Hardcore and I don't want to take a day off of it. So we're letting the Pally rest over the weekend, and then we're going to alternate days because what I realize is that after level 40, you absolutely should only play hardcore when you have rested XP.
Trust no one.
Because otherwise, you're just making it more tedious for yourself than you have to. And I'm getting level 40s fatigue. And the level 40s fatigue is made worse by the fact that we aren't getting any gear, we haven't been doing dungeons, you know. So this is like a breath of fresh air a little bit. And it gives us something different to do. Alright, so what do we want to do now? Let's head this way. We'll look for the Darkhound blood as we go. Let's cut across here. Why not tailoring enchanting? Because in solo self-found hardcore, you can't use the auction house, so you can only push your enchanting so far. Because eventually, as an enchanter, you need something that you can only get from a blacksmith, and since I can't trade with players, and since I can't use the auction house, I can't progress enchanting. I have zero interest in taking enchanting to get a wand, just to drop it. So we're doing skinning, because as a tailor, you do need leather. And again, with the solo self-found, I can't go to the auction house and buy leather. I can't trade with another player to get leather. So if I want to do tailoring, I absolutely need to take skinning. That's why we're doing that. Yeah, you can't level enchanting up in solo self-found. Yeah, like a lot of people will take it just to get the lesser greater wand and then get the greater wand. A lot of people do that, but then you have to drop it. And I think that's a big stupid waste of time. So I'm not doing that. I think these guys might drop a decent amount of cloth if I remember right. They're also a bit chunkier than enemies we've been fighting. I should throw at least one shadow bolt at them per fight. And see how long we can keep our mana going like that. Yeah, Tactical, we are going to grind here for a little bit. Absolutely. Alex, I agree. On the Priest, I think I definitely would have grabbed the wand, especially after the experiences I've been having on our Night Elf Priest in the Immersive run. Like, having a good wand is clutch. Because then you get to stand there, you power word shield, and you wand stuff down. It feels really good. So yeah, I think on a Priest, I would definitely have had to grab Enchanting to get the Greater Wand. But on the Warlock... Nah. You guys convinced me. You guys helped me convince myself that it just wasn't worth the wasted time. For rested XP Taxiarchus, I'm not sure how fast it accumulates. I will say that on the Paladin, if I like log out and then I log in for the stream the next day, I usually have about 3 to 4 bubbles of rested XP. So, and I don't know if that gets faster over time the more you are logged out consecutively. I should look it up, you know, exactly how much it is per hour that you're logged out. But yeah, it's a few bubbles, like overnight. And if I let them rest all weekend, I'm kind of hoping to have like a full level bar of rested XP at least. And just kind of keep that going. I really don't want to play that character unless he's got rested right now. The rested XP gives you bonus kill XP, so it doesn't do anything for quest. You're gonna get the same amount of XP from a quest, but it gives you get 200% experience from kills. So it just helps while you're fighting stuff. Like instead of getting 75 for this guy, if we had a rested experience, we would have got 150. Did I do the math right? I might have done the math wrong. I'm not good at math, but you get what I mean. It boosts all kill experience by 200% until you consume it. One bar for 8 hours. Yeah. That's about right. I mean, I go anywhere from 12 to 15 hours from when I end a stream to when I get on next. So, and I get about 3 bars arrested. So that might be pretty close. Tactically, it would take 10 days logged out to get a full level. Damn. Well, that probably isn't quite going to happen. But we'll see how much we get after coming back in after the weekend. You know, we'll see on Monday exactly where we're at.
And you are...
I'm listening. Watch your back.
Johnny, you were at the Skinner the same time as me but didn't see me. It's because of sharding. They have different shards or layers to the servers, so sometimes you just don't see people. I'm not really sure why they do it. Because like the server, we don't seem like we're very populated right now. If I do a /who. Well there's 41 people here. But yeah, there's layering, right? There's layering, basically. It probably helps out in the low levels so like we're not like fighting so much for spawns and drops that nobody can get anything done. If I had to guess. Oh, 10 days would be the 30 bubbles. Okay, okay. So yeah. So if I let him rest for 5 days, we get a level. I'm going to let him rest over the weekend and we'll kind of take it from there. Yeah, I feel like they could even be doing more layering than they used to. Because we used to log in and if there were 41 people on in the zone, we'd see lots of people all the time. And that's not the case. Although I do feel like less people are probably starting characters now because they're kind of waiting for the official servers to come out. And you know, if you don't have like 4 hours a day to play, you're probably thinking like, I better wait, right? So that could be why we're not seeing as many people as we have in the past. I kind of hate Blizzard for that, in a way. I kind of wish that they had done the announcement, every part of the announcement, like a month before they were ready. I wish they had done it all at once. I wish they'd have held everything back, and then in August they could have been like, hey guys, we're doing official hardcore. Here's the rules. Here's the release date. Here's the PTR. And I feel like they could have done it all at once. Because what they did, they announced it so long ago that I think it put off. I think it put a lot of people off from starting new characters because people thought summer. They thought, oh, summer starts soon. It's gonna be summer right now. And they got super hyped and super excited for these hardcore servers, and they didn't realize that summer also means September 21st. And that we're gonna get them in September, and so that part I kind of hate Blizzard for that. I think they kind of deprived some people of getting in on the journey or having another journey because they thought, hey, summer's soon, I shouldn't roll again. So, yeah, Tactical. Hey, I grabbed training. You must have looked away, man. Don't blink, don't blink. I'll grab tailoring and you won't know it. Look at that. We were getting some cloth and then it stopped dropping. Like the first guy I killed dropped 2 linen and I got really excited, and then like nobody else really dropped any. That got depressing. That being said, we still need items from these guys, so... Oh no, somebody died right here. Did we see this happen? I didn't see this happen. Level 5. Rip. Resurrectable. No, he's not. Johnny, that's one of your guildies? Oh, man. Uh-oh. Where'd his body go? Did he? So if he deleted it, then the body goes away, right? I hope he didn't res. That's true. I'm not. I have not been invited to one of the hardcore guilds yet. Maybe I should. Maybe I should look for an invite. I'll look for an invite and then never say anything in guild chat ever. Because that's what I do. He was grinding cloth. Yeah, and he probably just died, right? Trying to level up tailoring to disenchant the items to get the wand. I feel like level 5. Maybe he should have been level 6 instead. Maybe he shouldn't have been here at level 5. That level, he probably came up against like a level 7, and that made all the difference. Yep. It doesn't look like anybody is going to be able to invite me, which is fine. I don't really need an invite to the guild. Even when I go to look for groups, I'm probably just going to spam general. I don't usually hit up guild chat.
I have exactly what you need. Embrace the shadow.
I know I should probably make bandages, but I have to kind of split it. I kind of want to prioritize tailoring. Oh, there's level 7. I mean, we could stay here for a little bit and grind. These guys aren't dropping a lot of cloth, you know. They're dropping little bits of it. They're dropping little bits of it, and I would love for them to drop a bag. I just don't know what the probability is from these guys. I don't mind grinding on them for a bit. What else do we have to do? We need Doomweed, we need Tearsfall Pumpkin, Scarlet Warriors. We're probably starting with the Darkhound Blood. There are probably Darkhounds basically everywhere. I'd like to be able to kill some Darkhounds while we kill these guys. That would be cool, but there aren't any like super close. I'd like to be leveling up the skinning as well. This dusk bat is level 9. Yeah, not really digging the level 9. The dog over here is level 7. So we've just got some pretty strong enemies wandering about. I don't like that. I'm glad we have a little bit of food. I probably need to get more. Ah yes, we can skin bats. It always seems weird to me to skin a bat, but I guess it's a big bat, so it's fine. Tactical, you talk as much as you want, man. I might ignore you, but but you can talk as much as you want. I wouldn't ignore you. You're not Joe. Is Joe still around? And I might actually keep tailoring and skinning current, which will probably make you happier. It probably won't go the way of blacksmithing. I've leveled tailoring before, although, you know, granted, it was like Burning Crusade on the mage when I leveled tailoring. But I've had a higher success rate at it than blacksmithing, so there's that. Eventually I'll remember that I can skin bats. It's weird because like when you play skinners a lot, like skinning is like second nature to you. But when you go like 150 hours on a character that doesn't have skinning, it stops being second nature. And that's kind of the part I'm at where like it would be second nature, but you know, we did the Paladin. Paladin was one of the few characters that was not a skinner. Per the hardcore rules, I don't know if I'm allowed to whisper you, Johnny. I don't know if I'm allowed to directly send tells or whispers to anybody. I'm gonna hit up guild general chat one more time. I'll ask nicely. There we go. I'm afraid of whispering anybody. I don't know the exact rules on it. I kind of want my pet to get aggro here for a minute. I mean, he's probably going to kill the imp, but I don't want this guy slapping me. Oh, he's melting the imp. Imp melted. Jesus. Don't kill him. Oh, no. Okay. We got to spam him down. We got him, but we got a dead imp situation on our hands. We don't have the mana to get him back yet. 122 mana. Jeez. Whispering is okay. I don't trust it. I haven't sent a single whisper yet, and I don't intend to start now. Hey, we got one of the quest items. My little dog has like crept into the office because the door was cracked open enough for him, and he was looking out of the office at the bigger dog who could not get through the door. It looked like he was just kind of like goading him, like, aha, look, I got in here and you don't fit. Yeah, tactical. When I've been wanting the imp to get like a little bit of aggro, I just kind of like I sidestep the cast, you know. Because sometimes I kind of want them to run to him to hit him once, and then I want to pull them off of him, especially like the tougher guys. I know he can't tank, but I kind of need him to like, I kind of need him to tank a little bit. I need him to get that initial aggro for me. Maybe take a hit. Maybe take 2 hits. Yeah, like that's so much better. And then when I Shadow Bolt, I want him to come for me. There we go. That was perfect. That's ideally what I do. That kind of makes the macro pointless. Like I could have just keybounded the attack doing that, but yeah, that works for me. I don't mind that. I am looking forward to the Void Walker though. I'm looking forward to a pet that can tank for me. We'll see, even he got out of range there. Luckily, you know, 20 years of playing the game, I do have some like basically good instincts, and like I have a firm grasp of the controls and what my button pressing will result in. And so while I'm not familiar with the class at all, like being familiar with how the game works goes a long way, I think. We don't need these humanoids yet. I'm probably not going to fight them. I want this Dark Hound though. I think we come back for these guys for a quest later on. Yeah, definitely when I have like a pet tanking it, I probably won't be blasting away with as many shadow bolts. Because I'd like to be mana efficient, but right now I kind of have to. It's like same reason I stopped playing D4, because I just wasn't really interested in the game. I played D2 for a little bit, but I just didn't stick to it. It turns out that I'm just not a really big fan of the Diablo universe. I don't mind it like dark fantasy, but I guess I don't really like ultra dark fantasy. And Diablo is ultra dark fantasy, and I just kind of slide off of it. I like fantasy that has like some darkness to it, but then it also has like bright areas as well. Different color palettes. Yeah. And I just may not be an ARPG player as far as like the gameplay style of those games. I've kind of determined that they just might not be for me, which is fine. So it's not a valuation of the game or how good the game is, it's just a matter of me not really vibing with it. And yeah, basically, if I'm not actually into something, I'm not going to keep the playthrough going. When they resist your Shadow Bolt, that's incredibly painful. Did I just get a wand? No. Yes. Maybe. No, we got a withered staff. Withered staff. We got a scroll of protection. I wish we got a wand. That'd be awesome. Let's sell our junk inside the house. And maybe we go get the rest of this Darkon blood from somewhere. That would be good.
Be quick about your business.
Stringy wolf meat. Yeah, I'm not gonna cook. I don't think I'm gonna cook.
Goodbye.
That's a good. Yeah, the cloth stacks to 20. The bolts only stack to 10. Yeah. That's a good point. What I hope to kind of do is I hope to kind of get the tailoring going, and we'll just sell the stuff we make. So eventually, like all of it will be out of our inventory. Eventually, like I don't plan to carry a lot of materials around. I plan to kind of, I want to try to do the professions as I go a little bit to keep stuff out of our inventory. In a world where I can't just mail stuff to a bank alt, I'll try to do it as we go. So what else do we have besides this? We probably don't want to go up here yet, do we? They say these Dark Hounds are all over the place, but there aren't really a lot of them. Yeah, and then if I do cooking, I'm going to be holding on to even more stuff, so... Yep, I'm not going to do cooking and fishing on this character. I'm going to do cooking and fishing when we do the official hardcore server. I'll do it then. I'll do it then because if there are any hang-ups, I'll be able to use the auction house and stuff to kind of help me a little bit. If there's any point where, like, I miss, like, a level of materials. Or I just need to get some more materials that I don't want to farm up, we can buy them. Jathan, my ability to start new playthroughs on all corners of WoW is incredible. Is this what helps keep me from burning out? Maybe. Yeah, I mean, I like to play the different versions of the game in different ways. I think, like, what helps keep me from burning out is that I actually love the game. And, yeah, I've been playing it for 20 years. The game is burned in. The best way to think about it is, like, for me, the game is burned in. So therefore, like, there's nothing for me to burn out on, basically. But yeah, it definitely helps to be able to play, like, classic era immersive, where I just get to, like, get into the gameplay, and then to be able to come hang out with you guys here, and then also to be able to do, like, a retail immersive. It does help keep it fresh, yeah. But yeah, I think WoW has been burned into me over 20 years. I don't know if I could burn out of it. In my life, I've taken plenty of breaks from the game. Sometimes I've taken breaks because I've had to, other times I've taken breaks because I've chosen to. There may come a day in the future when we're playing, like, Pantheon Rise of the Fallen or Ashes of Creation, and maybe we're taking a break then. I don't know, you know. But if I take a break this day, like, in Age, it won't be because I'm burned out. It will be if there's something, like, else that's super interesting that's out at the time. If I perish because I don't have that extra 40 stamina, I might regret not getting cooking. Yeah, maybe. I don't think it's ever come down to that. I think all the times that I've actually died, I was in such a bad spot that I was gonna die no matter what. The only time we were super close to maybe living, maybe dying, you know, the time we dinged on the pally, if I had kept running instead of dinging, like if I had kept trying to swim away, I might have been able to leash that crocolisk if I had some more stamina. He would have killed us with the stamina we had if we hadn't dinged. But I think, like, that would have been the only situation, like, without a ding but with a little bit of a food buff and some more HP, like, I might have been able to kite that guy across the river. But I don't think I've ever been in a situation where a character has died and I thought, damn, if only I had 100 more HP. I don't think that's ever happened. Every time I've died, it's been catastrophic. It's just been absolutely catastrophic. You know, 5 enemies on us on the druid, a whole town hall building on us on the mage, and plus guards outside and peasants and stuff. Like, yeah, when I think back about all my deaths, they've all been very, like, they've been very final. I've never once felt that the buff was gonna help me live. That's kind of the thing. I would be more interested in food buffs that buff, like, attack damage and stuff later on. Like if there was stuff that buffed your strength and your spell power and things like that. Like food to help me kill faster, I can get behind eventually. Food with just the stamina spirit on it, like, I don't think that's ever gonna save me. It's not gonna save you from the elevator boss. Yeah, right. Yeah, I know the higher levels do. Yeah, that's why for sure I'm gonna work on it when we go on the shaman or whatever class we go on for the official hardcore. When I do that, I'm gonna kind of get into a cadence, and maybe I'll start practicing that with this character. I kind of want to open up the streams by working on professions a bit. That way, it gets me to work on the professions, and it gives people time to kind of filter in. Maybe do like 15 minutes of professions at the beginning of the stream to give people time to see that the stream is going, and just to kind of ease into things. Maybe we'll start practicing that on this character. And I mean, I don't really mind grabbing cooking. Here's the thing. I don't mind grabbing cooking. I really don't want to fish. I really, 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 really don't want to fish. And every time I cook, everyone tells me, and they're not wrong, that one of the easiest ways to level up your cooking is by fishing. And I don't know why. You'd think I could be happy enough just to sit here and fish for a little bit. For some reason, it just kind of like annoys me. I don't. That's not a perfect description of how it makes me feel. But it's really the closest description. It makes me antsy. Like I feel like I'm not doing anything, and I need to be actually doing something. I don't know. Fishing makes me uneasy. It makes me feel like I'm wasting time away or something. It's really weird. Yeah, you can level cooking without fishing. You absolutely can, but like, it's so much easier sometimes when you do the fishing. You get those recipes and you craft it all up. We got another corpse here. Maybe, okay, so listen, maybe we'll grab cooking. I don't know. I'll think about it. Because I wouldn't mind, like I said, I wouldn't mind opening the streams by doing professions. And so if I keep the meat to cook and we kind of cook it the next day at the beginning of the stream, we do our tailoring and whatever else. So yeah, maybe it wouldn't be bad. Maybe even a little bit of fish, like maybe like 5 minutes of fishing would be okay. I don't know, if I did 5 minutes of fishing, would that be enough to make a difference and like keep it at level? If I did 5 minutes of fishing before every stream? Would that even like keep it leveled up with us? Because what happened with fishing on the Paladin is like I got into areas where my fishing wasn't good enough. And once that happens to me, just like with like blacksmithing and stuff, like once that happens to me, I usually fall out of it. So I'm wondering if I spent just like the 5 minutes every day fishing somewhere, I wonder if that would be enough. Is this like a sacrifice the pet type of situation? I feel like let's practice the sacrifice the pet to get away type of thing. Oh, he's already dead. Dum-de-dum-dum-dum, let's not die at level 7. Hey, level 7 is the level that we got the first Warlock killed. But yeah, that was definitely a runaway. Okay, so we sacrificed the pet. Absolutely fine. Better to do it for 10 minutes? I don't know if I can commit to 10 minutes of fishing straight. I don't know if I can do it. We'll see. I'll think about these things, and I'll let them stew for a while. Jason, good evening, man. Thanks for stopping by. I don't need to be killing these anymore, I guess, but we can skin them. We can skin them. And then I need to take a look and see what we're actually going to do next. We could do Doomweeds, but the Doomweeds are up near the Knolls, or whatever they are, up there. And I think the Knolls are a little bit of a higher level. We could maybe do Fields of Grief. That might be okay. Let's head that way and we'll see. I'll skin the guy, I swear. Am I gonna get a recipe for like the bat meat? Is there anything on the bats that we can cook, or should I kind of avoid the bats? Because I can get stringy wolf meat off the Darkhounds for whatever reason, even though they're not wolves, and even though they're technically dead, and we shouldn't be eating their flesh at all, for whatever reason, I can get wolf meat off of them, so. But I don't know about the bats. And Tactical, you think grind to level 8? Okay, crispy bat wings. Okay. So they're all on the table. All the animals are on the table. Literally on the table because we can eat them. Our imp ran out of mana. It's so sad when he's just standing there, he can't do anything to help out. Oh man. It couldn't be a tailoring pattern. It had to be plans for a copper chain vest. How many liters of water do I drink a day? That's a good question. I really don't know the answer to it. I usually fill my water bottle up like 4 times a day, and I don't really know like how big it is. This is in ounces. It's like 600 or 700 ounces, and I usually do that about 4 times a day. You know, I'm always drinking coffee too. As we talked about the other day, coffee will dehydrate you. So it's like if I want to keep drinking coffee, I have to have water. If I want to drink anything, I have to also be drinking water. Because anything else I drink is going to dehydrate me. So I drink a lot of water. When I was in my 20s, and like until like my early 30s, I also creatine loaded. And when you do creatine, you need to have like a lot more water. So I got used to drinking like lots and lots of water. Now I don't do creatine anymore, but I had to develop good habits of water drinking to not have my muscles completely cramp up. We lost our imp again. It's so sad. What a chunk of mana that cost, though. Ouch. B-Strain says, I drink a lot of Mountain Dew to stay hydrated. I don't think it works like that. I don't think it works like that. I don't drink soda, so I had to cut out soda when I was like 17. The doctor said I was hypoglycemic, and that if I didn't cut out like all unnecessary sugar, that I would become diabetic in only a handful of years. So that scared the hell out of me, and I cold turkey quit soda after drinking soda like my whole life. as a teenager. Like, we always had soda in the house. It's terrible. And I had to stop cold turkey because I was scared of becoming a diabetic. The doctor did good. He was like, you are hypoglycemic. Right now your pancreas is overactive because of all the soda and shit you've been putting in your body. In a couple years, your pancreas is going to be dead. And, yeah. Not the pig. Whatever creates the insulin. The insulin creating organ was overactive. And the insulin creating organ was going to die if I kept up what I was doing. That's basically what he told me. You know, it was a very clear message, and I don't know how much he like over exaggerated, but like it certainly worked to scare me enough to like completely stop drinking soda, to completely stop eating candy. Like, I cut out a lot of really bad stuff because my doctor scared the hell out of me. Is it the pancreas? I said pancreas. I was like, wait a minute, that's not right. Because the pancreas is a vestigial organ, right? When you have like pancreatitis, you get it taken out. I'm like, I know my human anatomy really well. Obviously, that's why I'm playing WoW on YouTube. Because I clearly know a lot about the human anatomy and human organs. Very, very well versed. Yeah, man, Garlop's having a bad time. He's having a. I need a Voidwalker out here stat. Garlop's not hanging in there for me. It's getting costly. The appendicitis. Aaron, you've got it. Yes, not pancreatitis. That's a thing too, probably. But yeah, you're right. The appendix is a vestigial organ. What's the other vestigial organ? The gallbladder? Our bodies have a couple of organs that we don't really need that are basically just like ticking time bombs inside of us. I'm going for the record on imp deaths. Yeah, at least it's not hardcore for the imp, right? Imagine if you did a hardcore run where like when your hunter pet died, it was dead. When your imp died, you could not summon him anymore. The ultimate hardcore where even your pets only have one life. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's gonna do that. Kidneys, you don't need all of them. Yeah. You don't need all of them. You prefer to have them. It's like a nice to have. Pancreas produces enzymes to, yeah, right, for like leafy things, right? Is it mainly that the pancreas helps out to like digest leafy things? I'm probably just making shit up. But like it comes out of you though, and you can keep living, you know what I mean? I guess that's what I mean by vestigial. Like, sure, it probably has a purpose, and I guess vestigial means doesn't have a purpose, right? So I guess that definition doesn't really apply. Who needs all fingers? You really don't. I'm using my thumb and my first two to play. On my keyboard hand, I need all of them except my pinky. So like I could lose a few, but they'd have to be very specific. A gizzard, no pancreas. Yeah, there's stones in there that helps me digest my food. Yeah, that's what I do. I swallow a bunch of stones in the morning, and then that helps me digest food throughout the day. Absolutely. The imp is dead again. Okay. I can't have him tank for me. He's not a competent tank. You need the pancreas. Yeah. You got the pancreas. you need all. Let's keep all of our organs like inside of our bodies if we can. I keep saying pancreas probably, and I mean the other one.
I'm listening.
I mean, I'm high school educated, so I'm knocking it out of the park with the anatomy stuff. Now, I don't know how much leather I need, but I know I don't need a lot of leather. So I'm probably going to start selling the stacks. Because, yeah, I know I don't need a lot. I only need some. My tonsils are gone, Mr. Handsome. I don't have them. I had them taken out when I was like 9 or 10. I have a memory of being put to sleep, and I could still hear like the doctors talking to each other and having like adult conversations that I kind of thought like, I got worried because I'm like, wow, can they talk about these things while they're operating on me? Aren't they going to get distracted and kill me? And I remember feeling like I was watching this scene play out from like above the bed. And I remember them having me count back from 10, and I know I didn't get that far. But then, yeah, I remember being able to listen to them have conversations. And just being worried inside myself. I'm like, can the doctor really focus while he's chatting with these nurses? Shouldn't he, like, focus up? I didn't feel anything while I was under, obviously, but I remember hearing them, and I remember having thoughts. And that was when I was like 9 or 10. That memory still sticks with me. Kind of like watching myself from above. It was a little fucked up. You know, people talk about like out-of-body experiences, and yeah, I felt like I was out of my body. I was looking down at the scene, checking things out. And yeah, so yeah, my tonsils are gone though. I'm worried because I think my kid's gonna have to have his tonsils taken out too, man. And like, from my experience and my memory, yeah, I don't really want him to have to go through that. Yeah, it was, Dan, it wasn't like they weren't being like total, just like adult stuff, like work, jobs. They crack a joke and laugh and stuff, just having like conversations that were kind of like over my head about like adult stuff. Yeah, he wasn't like trying to get with the nurses while he's got me cut open on the table or something. It was just like, you know, adult conversations about work and life and shit. And like a couple of jokes here and there. And I'm like, man, this is not the time to be laughing at stuff. You got me on the table. Please focus. I didn't realize then that, you know, it's a common surgery. They do it all the time. And so to them, they can sit there and talk while they're doing it. It's not a big deal. But as a kid, I was like terrified. Oh, Garlop. Why do you do this to me? Do I feel like I get sick less often? I feel like I still get sick a lot because I have an 8-year-old. What happens is like you don't have infections. I got tonsillitis a lot, so I constantly have infections and I have to get like antibiotics and stuff. I probably would have developed like sleep apnea or something had I kept my tonsils because they were inflamed so often. So yeah, that stuff stopped happening. But no, I still get sick all the time. But nowadays I get sick because I have a kid who goes to school. And when you have a kid that goes to school, you get sick like every other week. You're going to get sick. It's just going to happen to you. You can't help it. What am I doing here? Let's go back. Let's go back and get these turned in. We're almost level 8. That's right. We were trying to grind out to level 8 before we really did anything else. It's 8 o'clock p.m. for me, so it's getting late for me to be playing WoW. So I'm not like 100% focused like maybe I ought to be. Hence our imp getting killed over and over and over again. Yeah, and like I don't get sick super bad. I mean, I've been sick a couple of times recently, and like usually it's fine. When the kid gets sick, he's always so much worse off than when I get it. Oftentimes I wish I could just take whatever sickness he has into myself and like let him recuperate, like let me deal with the sickness, because like when he gets sick it can be really bad. The last time he was sick he had like 105-degree fever. It stayed at 104 for like 3 days, like up and down, up and down. Yeah, it's scary when your kid gets sick. Oh yeah, especially when they're that young, David, and they're in daycare. It's like when they can't even really wash their own hands, and they're putting their hands in their mouth all the time. It's like they're just sick. They're just sick all the time when they're around other kids. Yeah, oh, it's bad. Summer break is kind of like a reprieve from like illnesses because, you know, he's out of school for the summer, so we get to have a few months where nobody has to get sick. Do I think my kid will be a warlock or a rogue? He's leveled a mage to level 5, so far he's a mage. Yeah, Dan, that's what people say, you know, get exposed to things, get sick, and then the immune system gets stronger. I don't know. I know that, like, I know that you do have to be exposed to some things for the immune system to learn them. But there is a lot of evidence to say, like, if you're someone who's sick all the time, back to back to back, that's going to weaken you. Yeah, it's not always a what doesn't kill me makes me stronger thing, because illnesses can kind of compound. And, you know, while you're ill, your body weakens, you know, and if you're not having lots of time between illnesses to strengthen back up, it's a detriment over the long run. People do say, you know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. If you're getting sick like once every 2 months, yay, that's good, right? If you're getting sick every few weeks, that's not helping you. That's having no positive effects. It's like, yeah, when you're getting sick every once in a while, you know, like you get the seasonal flu, you get some antibodies, you get over it. But when you're bringing home a cold every 3 weeks, you're getting wrecked. You're getting wrecked with a W and 2 Ks, and that's about all that's happening to you. It's like the casual exposure every once in a while that like helps you out. But when you're at when your kid's like in a place where like no one's washing their hands, all the kids shove their hands in their mouths, all the kids are touching stuff. The teachers don't go out of their way to really like teach your kid any kind of cleanliness because they can't be bothered, because they're trying to wrangle a pack of asshats into like actually learning stuff. And what they're trying to teach them is mainly mathematics for some reason, because they want kids to become calculators. So they're not there trying to get your kid to like wash his hands. They're not talking to him about like proper hygiene. They don't care. In their mind, that's like parent shit. Parents should do that. But then you have to remember, like, the parent can't teach the kid that stuff because the kid's in school for 8 hours. You can't teach your kid anything. They're with other adults all day. You don't get the opportunity. Every time they put their hands in their mouth, you're not there to be like, no, stop it. But yeah, that's like the one of the only bad thing about having a kid is like how often you will get sick.
Speak quickly.
Let's see. We got the Darkon Blood. We hit level 8. New Plague. This one we need 5 Vile Fin. That sounds like Murlocs. That's Murlocs up to the north, isn't it? We're not doing that for a while. I think one of the last things we can do here before I want to zone hop, I think I want to go get the Tears Fall pumpkins. Yeah, Lael, I bug him about it too all the time. I'm always telling him. Every time I hear him go in the bathroom, I just yell, wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. Every time, before he eats, after he eats. So, like, I do that stuff. But then, like I said, you gotta imagine, they go to school for 8 hours a day, and the people they're with there, they don't give a shit. They don't care. They can't be bothered. And so for most of the time, like, they're not getting those reminders. And that's kind of what sticks. It's like they go 8 hours without washing their hands a single time. And then they come home. And they immediately have their hands in their mouths. It's horrible. It's like, I wish instead of teaching my kid how to be a human fucking calculator, you could teach him shit about like why it's not healthy to put your hands in your mouth. You could teach him about bacteria, why it's not healthy to eat food without washing your hands. Like, I wish instead of teaching kids useless shit that computers can do, a school would teach them like the common sense stuff that like a kid would only really learn if they got to be around their parents all the time. Because we put kids into school like super young, so like you're not going to ingrain in a 4-year-old proper hygiene. But as they're 5 and 6 and 7, if they were teaching it in schools, then it would be able to get ingrained into them. But they don't. You know, they want to teach your kid 17 types of math, as if they're ever going to have to do it manually ever in their life. And like, if something happens to the world where like our kids have to do math manually, the world's fucked, and they're not going to have to worry about math. they're going to have survival to worry about at that point. If we don't have calculators and computers anymore, something horrible's happened. So like, yeah, teaching my kid to become a human calculator, not really welcome. Not really welcome. Clint, I feel like in daycare they try to do some of that stuff, but again, keep in mind, a lot of times when kids are in daycare, they're like 2, 3, and 4, and like permanent learning doesn't really happen then. When it comes to like cleanliness habits, you have to keep building that stuff as they get older, and the schools don't. Once your kid's in kindergarten, they don't care. They don't care. And when I was a kid, we had half-day kindergarten, so it was like you had this period of time when, like, yeah, you're going to school, but you were still with your parents a lot. These days, they do full-day kindergarten. There's no half-day kindergarten where I'm at. So right away at the age of 5, you know, they're with another person for 8 hours of their day. The majority of the kids' waking hours are going to be away from you with somebody else. And once they get into, especially you have your kid in public school, like those teachers, they have 26 other kids in the class, and they're not making sure everybody washes their hands. They can't even make sure the kids eat their damn lunch. So many times my kid comes home, his lunchbox is full. I'm like, what happened? Why didn't you eat? He's like, I don't know. I got distracted, then lunch was over. I'm like, oh, cool. Like, so no one's even making sure that you eat. So, like, by the time I get you home, you haven't eaten any food since breakfast, and you're a raging maniac. Awesome. Cool. I hate the imp, yeah. I hate the imp, and the imp hates me. Yeah, Dan, you see this piece of technology that does all of your calculations in milliseconds? Throw it away and do it yourself. Yeah, it's like, okay. Yeah, it's like how they spent time when I was a kid. They taught us cursive. They taught us to write in cursive. They made us write all of our essays in cursive, and computers were out. We also had computer lab where we were typing stuff, and we're still practicing cursive, and I'm like, okay. And it's like, well, thank God they don't teach kids cursive anymore, I guess. They're still teaching them manual mathematics. Eventually, like, they'll realize that they don't have to do this. The thing is, like, the school system as it is now is basically the same as it was 200 years ago. The kinds of curriculum and the kinds of shit that they teach young kids is the same. Like, it's the same. You go back to, like, the 1800s, and it's essentially a very similar type of curriculum that's focusing on very similar things. It's completely outdated. And no one cares enough to revise it. So, because what does it matter? They don't care enough to revise it. They just keep doing the same stuff because it's easy to keep doing the same thing. You remember cursive and computer lab? Yeah. You see how nobody uses cursive anymore? All the painstaking hours we spent practicing and learning all the letters. What kinds of stuff could I have learned as a kid if they hadn't spent, 2 hours every single day for years making me practice cursive? I probably could have learned a lot of shit. I probably could have learned a foreign language. Poor Garlop. Garlop sucks, man. He can't tank it. I don't need him. Tenzenberg. Yeah, the Pally's fine. I put it in the title. I want the Pally to be able to get rested XP. But I don't want to quit playing hardcore because I'm addicted to it. Yeah, Lael, absolutely. Our education system sucks. It's because, like I said, we haven't rethought it or revised it in, like, almost 200 years. Because, like people with money, they just send their kids to private schools. And it's a little bit, I think it's a little bit better in private schools. Because I think the curriculum is a little bit more tailored to, like, make any kind of sense. But if you have to put your kid into public school, like, they're not going to get an education. Like, you're going to have to make sure they learn the important shit about the world. Because the school's not going to teach them anything. It's going to teach them math. If you're really lucky, your kid learns how to read. But they want you to do that too. They want to send them home with books, and they want you to teach your kid how to read. And I'm like, listen, if I knew how to teach my kid how to read, he wouldn't be fucking going to school. He'd be home with me. Because once he can learn how to read, I could teach him anything else. But yeah, they don't even want to put a lot of effort into making sure that first graders can read proficiently. When I was in first grade, I was reading, like, the Boxcar Children chapter books. My kid's a long way from reading chapter books, and my kid's pretty smart. He's not stupid. But the problem is, he's really good at math. Because that's what they focus on. And so he's really good at math, and he still struggles as a reader. And, like, reading is the gateway to all other knowledge. So why wouldn't you teach them to read before you teach them to do, like, anything else? You teach them to count a little bit, sure. Counting is great. Please don't start teaching them actual mathematics before they can read. Auntie, I'm sure it is. It's more important to learn how to read. Like, you can have a basic understanding of mathematics, which is what you're getting at, like a basic understanding, without doing mathematics every single year for 2 or 3 hours a day throughout fucking 12 years. You don't need that much math, okay? I know this because I took algebra, I took algebra 2, I took geometry, and besides and beyond multiplication tables, I don't use any of that shit. I think you teach people up to fractions, you teach them multiplication, division up to fractions, and then you teach them shit that actually matters in the world. And if they want to learn more math, it's an extracurricular. If you want to learn more math, if you're going to do something with math in your life, then you seek out that knowledge. Because if you don't need it, it's taking up time that you could be learning useful shit. Yeah, there's just absolutely no way that, like, for 90% of people, you're never gonna need the amount of math that you're taught. Also, you don't retain it. Yeah, I used to be able to do algebra. I was great at it. Could I do algebra right now? Absolutely fucking not, I couldn't. You know what I could do right now? I could learn how to do it if I needed to. If I needed to do some algebra for some strange reason, I could learn how to do it now. Mainly because I can read. And so that's my problem. All this time is spent, they learn all this stuff. So much of it is useless, and when knowledge is useless, when you don't apply knowledge, you forget it. And we spend so much time teaching kids knowledge they're going to forget. Knowledge they're never going to apply. If you don't apply knowledge, you will lose it. I could write my name in cursive for the most part now. There are actually cursive letters that I don't remember because, like I said, again, I never practiced it after that. You know, they taught it to us, they ingrained it in us, and then you leave primary school, and then you never use it. And so, like, I know about 80% of my cursive letters. I wish I could expunge the rest from my brain and open up that storage space. And yeah, you know, there's lots of different opinions. Everyone's allowed to have their opinion on, like, what knowledge is important. I'm not a math person, and the only math I use is, like, basic addition and some multiplication when I think about stuff in real life. So the fact that I at some point learned how to do much higher mathematics but never used it, and it took up time where I could have been learning other things that might have helped me later in life. Like, instead of learning Algebra 2, I should have been learning how to balance a checkbook. Instead of learning Algebra 2, I should have been learning about credit score, why that shit's important. Like, there could have been things that school could have taught people in my generation that, like, we did not learn. And, like, if you have great parents that are knowledgeable and smart and articulate, you learn a bunch of shit and it's fine. If you are a person who you don't have smart parents, or your parents are not articulate, or your parents are not around or willing to teach you, like, the other things, you don't really get a lot out of public school. Because for the most part, public school is going to teach you stuff that you're not going to use in the rest of your life. Like, you know, they teach you dates of, like, big events that happen in history. So instead of teaching you actual history, where, like, they frame it as a story and you kind of remember, like, the history of things that happened, they teach it to you by making you memorize dates and names and the names of battles and rivers, and, like, so you memorize that shit long enough to pass the test, and then your brain flushes it out. Because it turns out when it comes to stuff like that, the brain can much more easily learn and absorb and keep it if it's kind of told like a story. If it's kind of framed in a way that has, like, a beginning, a middle, and an end. And that's not how they taught. That's not how they taught my generation in public school. That's not how they teach this generation. It's all about memorization and recall. Memorization of, like, basic facts that on their own are completely pointless and arbitrary, and then you learn it enough to be able to recall it for the test, and then you flush it out of your head. And that's mainly what you learn in school. You learn how to do math, and you learn a bunch of facts that your brain flushes out. That's not everybody's experience, but it was definitely mine. Anything useful that I learned, I had to teach myself. I had to read a book. Farmer Saladin's dead. Farmer Saladin dropped his trousers. That's unfortunate. We took the guy's pants. How sad is that? Yeah, we literally just took his pants. Weird. Super weird. I wish the rares would have, like, the decency to at least drop a green. That'd be much appreciated. Even if it wasn't a green that we could use. I don't know if I want to fight the Scarlet Warriors yet. They're kind of in this area. We could potentially work on these two quests together. They're level 6. That, you know, that might not be bad. It might not be bad. The school breaks us to obey our corporate masters. Yeah, damn straight it does. What school teaches you? You want to know what school really teaches you in our society? School teaches you that for your whole life, you are going to have to wake up 5 days a week. You are going to have to go to a building that is not your home. You're going to have to be in a place that you don't really necessarily want to be in. And you're going to have to make the best of it. Because that's going to be your whole life. Forever. Until you die. That's what school prepares you for. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. School prepares you for the concept and the reality that for the most part, for most people, you are going to spend your life going to a place and following the instructions of people that, you know, you don't really want to, but you got to do it anyway. That's what school does for people. It makes you okay with how shit things are probably going to be. And it teaches you how to kind of make the best of it, right? In school, you make the best of it by having friends, by joining clubs, by being in extracurricular events. As an adult, sometimes, like, you make the best of it by trying to find a place you have to go to that you're not going to hate every day. You know, you do your best to land in a place where, yeah, you got to do this thing every day, 8 hours a day, just like school, but you know, best case scenario, it's something that you like. But for a lot of people, it's just not. And I never thought about it like that. Now I'm angry. Yeah, man, they fucking fooled everybody. You thought you were going to school to learn. You were going to school so you could become a better sheeple. That's why they put you in school when you're 5, because you don't need to be in school when you're 5. But you go that early because that's when your brain is super malleable. And you just get, like, inaugurated into this concept that as a fucking human being, you will go somewhere you don't really want to, and you will do that for the majority of your waking hours. Especially after industrialization, when, like, a lot of jobs became factory jobs, they needed people in the factories to make the shit that people wanted to purchase with the money that they made making the shit. So that the rich people could continue to get rich. Yeah, and so they had to create, that's why school hasn't changed. Because they need a system that teaches you how to be controlled. So, like, as an adult, if you're lucky, instead of going to school, you go to a corporate office or something, you know. If you're super unlucky, you go to the McDonald's and you drop fries. But it's the same thing. You're going to be there for 8 hours. It's not a coincidence that the school day is the same length as a work day, you know. It's nuts. I think about how hard it used to be for me to get through work days, and I think about the fact my son has to be in school for 7 or 8 hours, and it makes me sick. Because, like, hell, I don't want to do that as an adult, so I don't. I stopped doing it as an adult because I couldn't fathom doing it anymore. You know, but I want my kid to go to this stupid school for 7 hours a day so they can teach him math. So he can not wash his hands every time he uses the bathroom and then put his fingers in his mouth. Yeah, it's like, the good thing is, like, he seems to like it. He has friends and he has a fine time, but ultimately it is what it is. Having to ask the teacher for literally for permission to fucking relieve yourself. How absolutely twisted is that when you think about it? Yeah. Yes, and Clint says, and by law they have to go. Now, yes and no. You are allowed to homeschool your kid. And what most people don't know is that you don't really have to provide any real proof that you did anything. What you eventually have to do is that you make up a curriculum that you taught your kid, you assign how many hours you did those things, and you say you did that. So yes, your kid does have to attend school, and they want you to think that you have to send your kid to a school. Most people do, because most people have to go to work. You have to send your kid to school now because it's your daycare option. So you're stuck even if you would rather teach your kid yourself, which it's fully within your right to do. You don't have to send your kid to a school. You have to be able to tell the authorities that your kid has learned X amount of time in X amount of subjects this year. And you can lie about that. I think I have to go empty the inventory. We got all the pumpkins we need. I'm not really super hot to work on the warriors right now anyway, so let's Hearthback. No, let's not Hearthback. Did I not? I didn't set the Hearthstone. Super fail. Yep, it's a repetitive cycle. Like you work a job because you were trained that that's what you were going to do with your life. Because school trained you that way. And so when you have a kid, you have to send your kid to school because you have to go off and do your job. Most homeschooled kids you've seen have 0 social skills. Well, then that's the parents' fault. Yeah, that can happen, sure. Shit, look at this. I went to public school for my entire school career. I have 0 social skills. Like, I was a person that before I started teaching classes for H&R Block, before I became a training developer, I could barely speak in front of people. I had to train myself social skills as an adult. Going to school did not do that to me. Going to school kind of made me hate people. Maybe we went to different schools, I don't know. But I'll tell you this, like, there are plenty of people, man, who go to school every single day at a public school. They don't get social skills, man. Going to school is no guarantee that you're going to develop functioning social skills. What it does do is it presents an opportunity for your social apparatus to be completely fucked. Yeah. And the problem is, like, your parents, nobody's there to mediate. You're a kid, you're having all these interactions at school. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, some of them might be awful, depending on, like, the shit that goes on. But yeah, now I'm positive there are homeschool kids with no social skills. But as a kid who did not have social skills at all, and a kid who went to public school, like, the two are not connected. The two are not connected. They can be, but they're not. Just please keep that in mind. And I had friends, and I was fine in those friend groups, like I think most people are, but I didn't have social skills. I didn't know how to talk to people. I didn't know how to interact with the public. I didn't know how to interact with strangers. Like,
hello?
It was bad. For a long time, my life was probably a lot worse than it had to be because I didn't have the right social skills. Because school definitely didn't teach me. My parents were young, and they weren't the most articulate people, so they didn't teach me. So I just didn't learn it. I didn't learn it till I had to teach it to myself.
Trust no one.
And there are probably plenty of homeschool kids who have smart, articulate parents who spend the time with them. There are homeschool kids who join clubs to get socialization. There are homeschool kids who have friends in their neighborhood who they hang out with regularly. So it's just you can't make broad-based statements like that, unfortunately, because they never turn out to be accurate. Yeah, you were taught to present to other kids? Yeah, me too, Auntie. You know what I did? I stood in front of the class. I stuttered like an idiot the best I could. You know, the teacher gave me a B- for effort on the presentation, and I moved along. I never learned how to speak in front of people by being forced to do it in a situation that was super uncomfortable, especially how brutal kids can be to each other, you know what I mean? That was never going to be a thing that taught me how to speak in front of people. What it taught me to fear speaking in front of people. That's what school taught me. That's what forced presentations in English class taught me, was that I had to be afraid of speaking to people because I was going to F up and people were going to jump all over it.
This had better be good.
So yeah, well.
Trust no one.
This is why I shouldn't play at night. I feel like I rant about stuff that I care about way too much in the evenings. I have very little I have very little topic control in the evenings, and there are unfortunately a few subjects that will set me off, and public education is one of them, as you guys found out. Deaths in the family. Do we want to take all this stuff? Because if I fill up my log here, it's going to make zone hopping pretty difficult. I kind of already have some stuff that I probably don't even need in my log, like a rear guard patrol. I probably don't need that in my log. It's orange. We're not going to do it anytime soon. Let's turn in Fields of Grief. Where is this turning in at? Upstairs, maybe? The Chill of Death is level 8. Dustbat Pelts. Yeah, I kind of wish we'd have had this earlier. Maybe it wasn't available earlier, or maybe I just missed it. Oh, I don't know where this turn-in is at. That's when you know I'm getting tired. We have a trainer up here somewhere. Here we go. You are not a trainer. You are a trainer. I did not set the Hearthstone Dan, but I'm going to do it as soon as I go downstairs. Thanks for the reminder. Curse of Agony and Fear. Perfect. Eventually I'm going to have a whiteboard in front of me, and the whiteboard is going to have like a list of topics that I absolutely can't talk about because I get too worked up about them. And like over time I've been discovering what these topics are. And so now I have to add public education. Just education. I have to add that to the list of like no-fly topics. Do I need the demon train? Oh yeah, at level 8 we got something, right? Like the next something for our imp, yeah. I remember now.
I am
Blood Pact, yep. Well, and Fireball rank 2. So that's good. A silver a pop. Okay. So not only do we need silver for our own, these are going to be really expensive basically. Super expensive. There we go. Alright. Okay, so now he has Blood Pact. Increases stamina by 2. Awesome. Now, if only I could find this turn-in. Is it outside? Or is it downstairs? Maybe... Oh, do we poison somebody? Is this the Poison the Dude quest? No, it's not! Okay, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about this turn-in. I'm gonna go check outside. Yeah, Tactical, I could try reading the quest. You're absolutely right. Yeah. I could reload my UI and maybe that would help, but yeah. I'll figure it out some other time. Yeah, it was a captured something. Captured Zealot. I didn't see the Zealot down there. Maybe he was down there, maybe I just didn't see him. I'm not sure. I am not sure. Nah, I'm gone now. I'm not going back for it. I'm gonna get myself over to Duratar. I'll turn that in next time we're here. Doesn't really matter to me that much. I'll turn it in at some point when my brain feels like it's working a little bit more coherently, and I don't feel like I'm like being an idiot running around in circles, not seeing something super obvious. Because I gave it a good look, my brain did not see it, and I'm not gonna push too hard on my frail little weak brain. I wouldn't want to injure myself internally, you know, because that's what happens. If someone's done the quest, you need to wait. Yeah, Tim, that's probably what happened. Because I know we go down there and poison somebody, but there was nobody there at that time. I think one of them was a zealot and the next one was a dwarf. And instead, I'm pretty sure I saw the corpse of it. So if I had stayed down there for another like 30 seconds, he probably would have respawned. But he wasn't there when we went down there, so... I am fine just kind of moving on. And setting the Hearthstone, I'm probably going to set it somewhere over in Durotar, so I'm not gonna worry about that either. I'll probably have to set it either... I'll probably set it at Orgrimmar or Razor Hill. But I do want to see about getting the Zeppelin and at least... Yeah, we're zone swapping. I should be able to grab cooking in Orgrimmar too, or even in like Razor Hill or something. I'm sure has it. Let's turn on some more tracking. Cooking. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna need to do some zone hopping for sure. So we'll go back. So the lowest level thing we have here is level 6. We gotta come back here by level 11 to make sure that we get full experience for this one. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. We'll stay in Durotar till level 11, then we'll come back, and that should work out just fine. Yeah, we're getting close. I don't know if we'll get it tonight. I don't know. I like the idea of evening streams because like, it allows some people to stop by who might not be able to for like the earlier stream, but honestly my brain kind of stops working after 8 o'clock. I have a lot less like I said, I have a lot less topic control. I have a lot less awareness of what I'm actually looking at in the world. And for hardcore that's probably not good. Yeah, you think level 10? I can get the Voidwalker anywhere, right? Can I get the Voidwalker in Durotar? Or can I only get the Voidwalker here? And why would that be? If that's the case, if for whatever reason I can only get the Voidwalker here, then yeah, I have to stay to level 10, which is gonna probably put us out of level range for some of the quests over in Durotar. Believe in Jesus and save your soul from hell. I mean, that's pretty dramatic. You should do that. What I'll do is I'll believe exactly what I do believe. Which is probably not in the same kind of God that you believe in. But we can all have our different beliefs. That's the great thing about being a human. The late streams are not better, Auntie. Because the shit that I ramble about at night is very off-putting to a lot of people. Yeah. Not a lot of people want to hear someone like me bitching about the American education system. Right? And I don't want to have to do it. Yeah, Joel, if you didn't realize, man, I'm a warlock. We summon demons and stuff. So there will be no Jesus worship. Unless we can summon him to, like, fight with us or something. I don't know how that works. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Durotar. I'm gonna hope that like it works out that we can get the Voidwalker. And hey, if we can't get the Voidwalker there, we'll go back at level 10 instead of going back at level 11. So either way, there's no chill in the title, so you're providing exactly what one can expect. Yeah, I mean that's a fair point. I just don't like to do it. I hate myself after I do it. You know, I rant and rant, and I'm like, yeah, you probably should have just shut up. It's like, because I'm not going to change anything by ranting. And I'm not looking to change anybody else's opinions either. So it's like, why even bother talking about it? That's kind of what I feel like. I feel like, you know how some people get like consumer's remorse? I get ranter's remorse. I rant about something that I basically, if it's like a real topic, if it's like not like about a video game, then I always regret it. I never regret video game rants. But whenever I talk about real life shit, then I instantly regret it. Yeah, Clint, but I'd rather ramble about like WoW stuff. Like that, those kind of rants never, even if the rants get negative about video games, I don't regret those ones. I regret when I get drawn into talking about like real world issues, because I am definitely like, I'm not a person who needs to be talking about that stuff. I'm gonna be a 40-year-old dude who plays video games and doesn't work a job. So like, I don't really feel like anybody needs to hear me talk about real world stuff. I need to write that like on the whiteboard. Don't rant about real world shit. That's what I gotta write on the whiteboard. Hey Whitney, good evening. If you're just coming in here, that's great, because we just got over ranting about a bunch of real world stuff. So all the negative rants might be over for the night. I'm trying to make sure that I don't rant like that again, basically. We had a big long education rant where I disparaged the American education system and everybody who stood against me. It was what they call not a great time. It wasn't a debate, Jason. There's no debate, because it's just like my stream and a bunch of people in chat. So I just talk and talk and talk and talk, and then like occasionally I single somebody out that I didn't like what they said. It's not really a debate. A debate would be like if you had a fair chance to like say your piece. And unfortunately, like in this venue, there is not a fair chance for anybody else to say their piece. So it's not really fair, so that's why like I don't really like doing it. But I got drawn in. All it took was like one comment. I don't even remember what it was. It took like one thing. And then I was ranting about education, how bad it was. Okay, so let's go to Orgrimmar. We're going to have to grab the flight point because we're not going to have it naturally, so let's go ahead and get that out of the way. If we pass a cooking vendor, we will go ahead and learn cooking. I mean, it's the worst when people, even when you guys agree, it's like, you know, there's no reason for me to talk about it, because like I can be right about everything I say, and it doesn't matter. It's like you just get a feeling of futility. Ro, no, I don't keep up with the war in Europe. No, and if I see now that's trying to draw me into another real world conversation. I knew better to avoid that one. Yeah, even if I wanted to talk about that, which I don't. I don't have the knowledge to talk about it, and also I can't really talk about it on YouTube. YouTube doesn't like that kind of stuff. My opinion about wars is obviously that they fucking suck. Like, what other opinion about a war could I have? Here we go. I'll talk about that. What other opinion about a war could I possibly have? If it's something where human beings are getting killed, I fucking hate it. Enough said, right? I think that's enough said, yeah. The mud floods? What about the layers of mud? What about that one? The layers of mud layered over other layers of mud that hide entire civilizations of mud underneath their mud. We could talk about that. Cooking trainer is like nearby somewhere, maybe? Not super convenient. Not super convenient. I totally bounced off of Diablo 4 completely, and I don't plan to ever revisit it. I am not an ARPG player. It turns out I don't find that style of gameplay very interesting or immersive or exciting, and I think also with Diablo, I just didn't like all the super dark fantasy. I guess I'm a fan of a little bit of dark fantasy. I guess it turns out that I'm not a fan of like ultra dark fantasy. So yeah, although, you know, Diablo is probably a great game for the people who like ARPGs, I just bounced. I tried 2 different character classes and I didn't like either of them. And like, I could have went on and tried the rest of the classes, but I don't know. If I try 2 classes and nothing about the game really pulls me in, then I'm usually just done at that point. So yeah, I got 0 care or 0 hype for Diablo 4. I don't care what happens with that game. I am enjoying the Warlock, Whitney. The Warlock seems like it's going to be a fun class to play. I also like that I'm playing the Warlock in retail too, so it's obviously very different. It's cool sometimes to have that comparison between like how a class was in vanilla and how a class is now. So that's cool. We could train staff. Yeah, it's like 9 or 10 silver, isn't it? It's pretty expensive, but we might as well do it. To do that, we have to walk all the way to the back of Orgrimmar. In Stormwind, the guy's like right up front, and in Orgrimmar, because you're on the Horde side, you gotta walk all the way to the back of the place. I don't remember which direction. I think it's back here in the Valley of Honor. Let's go ask a guard. Yeah, Whitney, we moved the banners around. I actually fixed my banner situation, so they're no longer held up by duct tape. They're held up by these cool little command clips that are actually working now. So I can move the banners depending on like what character we're playing. I can easily move the banner to like represent Horde or Alliance. Yeah, I took care of that today between streams. Yeah, I bounced off everything about Diablo 4. The last straw for me was like when I started to hate the main story. When I started to hate the direction of the main story, and it was just kind of gross to me, I just bounced off of it. We killed the teenage girl's mom, and then for some reason we like took custody of teenage girl, and then we were like helping teenage girl resurrect dead mommy to talk to dead mommy who we just killed. And I was just thinking to myself, this is fucking weird. That was all I thought. I just thought, what a gross, weird situation for a character to be in. I'm like, if I just had to kill a girl's mom, I'm sending her off somewhere. I'm just leaving her with the authorities and we're not ever talking again. I don't care who you are or what's going on. You're not going to be part of my little adventure. You need to go find your nanny or an aunt or an uncle and live the rest of your days with them. I'm not helping you resurrect your dead mommy so we can learn Lilith's secrets. That got a little too fucking cringe for me. I don't know where the trainers are here. Did I ask a guard and then I didn't do anything? I'm out of it, guys. I'm fading quick. It's 9 o'clock. I don't have much longer for consciousness. Okay. Battle Master, right? No, not Battle Master. Weapon Master. We're close. We got close. We just didn't get there. Was it not? Was that story beat not weird to anybody else who plays Diablo 4? It didn't help that my character was like a big burly middle-aged man, obviously. Like, now we're hanging out with this teenage girl. We're trying to resurrect mom. It's a bad idea. Like, let's just take her somewhere safe and leave her there. What are we doing? I didn't like it. I kind of thought to myself, like, if I had played a female main character, would I feel any differently about the story? I don't think so, because, like, you shouldn't be helping a teenage girl resurrect their mom that you just murdered. You know what I mean? Like, how more can we add to the trauma of this person? Her mom abandoned her to serve Lilith. Really bad. We had to kill mom in front of her. Really bad. Now she wants to res mom and speak to her corpse. Really fucking bad. It just got more and more cringe. You know, I didn't understand what was happening, and so I couldn't keep going with it. That was like the nail in the coffin to me because I thought part of the reason I would stick with it would be that I liked the main story. And when all that stuff happened, I was out of it. I was all done. Coarse thread. What do we need that for? Chill of death. Oh, the pelts need thread. Is this about Lillian Voss? Nah. It's about somebody in Diablo 4. Auntie. You always gotta go there, man. I don't get it. I don't understand. I guess I don't need to understand, right? I want to get down to Razor Hill. Yeah, I think that's the play. I think we get down to Razor Hill. Sometimes I wonder if the people at Blizzard, if they play their own games. Sometimes I wonder if they play their own games. You know, and if they actually assess the shit they create in any meaningful way. Or if they just think it's great and they just put it out there, you know, this is the best story ever. It makes total sense and it's all fine. No one seems to have had an issue with it. I seem to be the only person who had an issue with it, so I guess it's fine for everybody else. New Avatar gameplay? If we're talking about like Avatar, like the blue alien people Avatar, I have to like immediately have zero interest in it. If we're talking about something else, no, I haven't seen it, but I might check it out. But if we're talking about a literal video game based on the sci-fi Avatar movies, that sounds like something I would just instantly hate. Because I'm not really a fan of the Avatar movies. No, I'm just not. It's like, how many times can I watch Dances with Wolves retold in a different way? We had Last Samurai, and Last Samurai was a pretty good movie, but it was pretty much Dances with Wolves. You know, Last of the Mohicans, we had Last of the Mohicans first, and then we had Dances with Wolves, right? And so, like, it's the same fucking story. There's nothing original about it. And I think it's very telling that they did the first one, and like, what, the sequel came out 10 years later? Like, who cares anymore? Who gives a crap? I'm not a big movie person. I'm not really a big movie person. I don't like most movies. I don't think the storytelling, the characters, or the writing are very good in most movies and TV. I think mostly they're garbage. So I don't really engage with a lot of movies or TV because of that. Yeah, I want to play Baldur's Gate 3. I want to play Starfield. I want to play Avowed. I'm looking forward to Avowed a lot, but that's 2024. Yeah, that's like the top 3 I think right now. Baldur's Gate, Starfield, Avowed. And there's probably some that I missed, but those are the big like RPGs that I'm looking forward to. I'm hoping that like one of them will be good enough to keep playing, right? Like out of the 3 of them, out of Baldur's Gate, Starfield, and Avowed, one of them has to be great, right? I mean, what are the odds that they all suck? What are the odds that they all suck? Yeah, Auntie, I want the story writers of Diablo 4 to play through that part of the story and just explain to me why any of it's okay. Like the parts that we talked about. Like, I just want to know what the rationale is for why that was supposed to make a compelling story. It was just like disturbing and off-putting. Star Citizen's the scam, bro. Yeah, I got this confused a lot too. I think Star Citizen is the scam, Starfield is the Bethesda game, which might also be a scam if it's full of bugs and shitty. Because they've told us that there will not be any bugs, basically. So yeah, but Star Citizen is the one where they sell, like, ships for a game that's never going to exist for thousands of dollars. Do you think it's because they wanted the shock factor of what, killing the mom? No, the worst part for me was that we were hanging out with the girl afterwards. I didn't give a shit about killing the mom. You're taken over by Lilith. I'll cave your head in with an axe. I don't care. But then I'm going to send the little girl on her way. I'm not going to hang out with her afterwards. You know what I mean? That was the skeevy part to me. You had girl of indeterminate age, but not really old enough to be on her own. Like, nope. Big nope. Star Citizen's the one that's been in development since 1915. Yes. So has Starfield, kind of, but one of them is going to be released and has a release date, and the other one is never going to come out. Exactly. Who buys ships for a non-existent game? Giant-ass delusioned whales. Yeah, big-ass whales. They live deep. Very deep. It's that family money that they never had to work for that they spend, that fucking trust fund shit. Maybe they're retired day traders, you know? They probably barely play video games. It's people like that.
Speak, friend.
It's not a human being that most of us would recognize or be able to interact with for any length of time, I don't think. Alright, here we are. We have arrived in Razor Hill. The hour grows late. 9 o'clock approaches and Robert loses all sense. I went all the shining there for a second. Yeah, man, like I said, the later it gets, the weirder it gets. That's the problem for me. So what would we'd probably have to go down to Senjin Village to do stuff there first, right? Level 7, level 8, level 9, level 7. Level 7 up here, level 8. Let's grab, yeah, let's grab maybe everything except encroachment. Yeah, I don't need encroachment right now. But maybe we grab everything else. Where is this one at? Back here. And then there's one, this one up here in the tower will give us like a 4-slot bag, so that could be really useful. Ro, there has not been an official release date yet. No, they give us like some info dumps and told us how the servers were going to function, but no release date. They're not going to, it's going to be September. If it was going to be August, they would probably tell us very soon. And they haven't said anything yet. They've given us information in July that has not been the release date, so it's not going to be August. It's going to be September. The duel to the death stuff is for people who are really stupid and want to waste their time. Yeah, it's like a trap for people to waste like 40 hours of their life, basically. I don't understand it at all, but there were apparently enough people who wanted the feature that they actually programmed it in. It's amazing to me, and I don't get it, but I've never been a PvP fan. I've never really PvP'd. So I don't think I have like the apparatus to understand why someone would want to risk their one life character in a duel. Maybe if you're just like, we're really confident that you can kill anybody in a duel, you'd want to do that. I feel like eventually you're just going to get killed. And like someone's going to get killed. There's going to be 2 dudes. At the end of it, there's going to be 1 dude. You got a 50-50 chance of staying alive. It seems pretty stupid to me. If you're level 60 and you go for the duel, the only way that's ever going to make sense is if you're doing it for content, you know? I can't imagine like an average person playing in a vacuum, playing solo. You're not on Twitch, you're not on YouTube. I can't imagine that person risk it in like a level 60 duel, just like I don't think most people risk it in hardcore raids. Like, because what's the point? You're probably going to get killed, so unless you're getting content out of it, it's just kind of a stupid choice. But, you know, people make stupid choices all the time, and that's fine.
What do you need?
It's the great thing about being alive is you're allowed to make stupid choices. Not encroachment. We need to vanquish the betrayers. Okay. Make it so you can loot the gear of the other player. Ooh. That would be cool. Yeah, like make it like EverQuest or something. Like, yeah, they die, you get the loot. Oh, okay. Guys. Listen. It's 9 o'clock for me. I have to take a break here. I have to stop for the night. It's been a really good time. I've enjoyed being on here. I have enjoyed the Warlock. I think the Warlock is going to be a really good break from the Paladin. I think it's going to be just what I need to feel a little bit revitalized and get over some of that level 40 fatigue that I've been feeling, because the level 40 fatigue is set in really hard. And I think this is going to help a lot. So yeah, thank you guys for being here for it. I apologize for all the F-bombs tonight. And yeah, I'll be on sometime tomorrow. We'll do more on the Warlock tomorrow, and we'll let the Pally rest over the weekend. So yeah, thank you guys again. I really appreciate it, and as always, take care of yourselves out there, and take care of each other. And we'll see you back here in Azeroth again very soon. Bye for now.